Everybody, FSC Trucking. I figured it's been a little while. Do a live here real quick. So I am sitting here waiting for people to start jumping on, asking questions. So I'm actually sitting in Orwell right now, and I'm getting ready to get heading from Wisconsin to North Carolina to start dropping off this very wonderful freight that I have. Which wonderful being, I'm trying to be funny anyway. Freight wise, oh man, I'm on the wrong side. I could do this way then. Bring it here. Let's see here. I'm trying to read the comments here. Anybody got any questions, things to say? Everyone's saying hello, hi. I'm going to wait for a bunch of people to start jumping on here before we start getting into things. So, like I said, I'm sitting inside Orwell. We're getting ready to go. I'm in Wisconsin. I can say where, but I'm in Wisconsin. We're heading North Carolina. We got Monday delivery. Got 2 drops on Monday. So that's the basic plan there. Omar Youssef, heading to North Carolina. We're got to be there Monday. Evening from the UK, Steve. Hope all is well. Oh yeah, it's going good as expected. I actually just got off the phone with my older son, Sean. Thinking about trying to come up with plans for trips and stuff for winter time, that kind of thing. I'm kind of kicking around the idea about maybe going west, or even maybe taking a Razor and a Jeep out to Tennessee or somewhere else down south maybe. Got thinking about it. So it'd be nice to have them again. And I've been thinking about going to Texas to see my mom and dad too. Just haven't really put any solid plans into effect. Let's see here. Somebody said, how's it going, Steve? A few weeks ago, bringing your chapel trailer. Seen you a few weeks ago. I was alone a few weeks ago getting that trailer from Washington. We actually just stuffed that trailer in the shop. So that's, that was it doesn't fit in the shop, but it's in there now. So we got that done. Love from India. Thank you. It's Apple user. Apple users from India. Cool. Where's he? Indiana? India. This is India. I was going to Steve, you should bring a chapel trailer. Yeah, that was a while ago. What's going to power the Ford cab over? Unless something changes, the plan is we're going to rebuild the engine we have and then run that. I mean, it ran back in the day, it'll run now. I don't know what all I'll have to do to convert it over to another engine. And to be honest, that's a full-on big build. I don't think I want to make it more expensive than it already is. This truck is already going to be quite the number to get it done. How's Orwell doing? Any more problems? That's from CW. No more problems. Knock on wood simulated dashboard. Yeah, so far so good. We want to keep it that way. I did have to finagle my steps a bit. That one bracket cracked again, and then yesterday I broke another bracket on the other side. So I took the 2 steps apart and I made one good one, and I'm gonna see if I can replace them with better material, new material, or I'm kind of done patching them, so I'd rather just replace them. That's the steps on both sides of the fuel tank. So there's no step on the passenger side, the steps on the driver's side, and that thing is perfect now. Because I took them both apart, made or 2 into 1. Omar Youssef, man, I saw the video when you drove to New York City. It's too bad I would have met you in Orwell. I live in Brooklyn. Well, I don't plan on coming back there anytime soon. There's no plan on going out there. My parents don't live in Jersey no more, but freight goes out that way and pays good, we go. It's really that simple. How's Orwell doing? Scott Hull's doing just fine. Running so far so good. I just fueled it maybe a couple minutes ago. Got it here in Wisconsin at a quick trip for $4.09, which is cheaper than it is down southern Wisconsin. I damn near ran it out of fuel. It did hold 250 gallons, so it was low. Hello, Steve, Oklahoma. You've been hustling. How's that Ford cab over going on the frame? Nothing yet other than what you guys saw. The template's out. That's underneath the cab over frame now. We're going to get started on that. Right now, I've been tinkering around with the chapel trailer. That's inside now. And I got a hold of Maggie. She's going to be doing some work on it this week, actually. We're starting on the 5th wheel. I should have Maggie film with her phone, just some stuff she's going to do. That should be coming up this week, possibly next. So that's the basic plan. Yeah, so the cab over itself, not going to be doing too much with it immediately. I have to rearrange the shop and get a place that once it's taken apart, it doesn't move. So I don't have the shop completely situated. You'll see in tomorrow's video. The shop in Bay 1 is still a mess. Bay 2 is completely clean. And the storeroom is still the storeroom. Let's see here. Do brokers scam people? Does the sun rise in the morning? Hi from Milwaukee. Oh, believe me, talk about brokers. Yeah. That video pertaining to the load I have right now, yes. Brokers are a funny breed, and some are very unscrupulous. That video will be coming out soon. Good evening, Steve from Michigan. Hello, greetings from Brazil. How's work coming on a 352? 352 is not. It's just sitting right now. The Ford cab over comes first, then potentially the 352 will be next. But yeah, the frame came out of the 352, the template. So the 352 now sits just a cab and a little piece of frame underneath it, and the engine and transmission in front of it, obviously pulled out. You should do live. You do super chats. They should be on. Super chats should be on. I was convinced to turn them on. Super chats, super thanks, they've been on. So if you want to look, it's somewhere. I remember turning them on, so they should be there. Hi, Steve from O'Neill, Nebraska. Where is O'Neill, Nebraska? Did I just say Obraska? Anyway, I wonder where that's at. As you were doing a few videos back, I saw you drive through my hometown in Minnesota while you were on I-90, even close. Yeah, that was a little bit a while ago. What's up, Big Steve? Much love from the Poconos in Pennsylvania. That's somebody named Eric. Somebody from New Brunswick, Canada. Hi, how are you? That's Cody. What's the plan for the chapel trailer? I don't know if I want to release the intended plans yet exactly, but it will never haul freight. But we are with it in the shop now. We are definitely going to be replacing all the rotten cross members, which are all the steel ones. The aluminum ones are fine. The interior just needs some basic cleanup. It needs air conditioning, either redone or replaced, or they might even work, I don't know. I have to install a diesel generator to run the air conditioners, and it might wind up going to local truck shows, depending on what I can afford to take, as far as running, to shows. I mean, obviously you got to pay the fuel to go there, so I'm not gonna say it's a showpiece, but it'll be usable for the channel, and it might be usable for other people as well, depending on how things play out in the future. We'll see. Peter Phillips says he drives a 2023 Peterbilt. Man, the tech has changed in these trucks. I don't know if it's for the better, but they are definitely different. The emblems are still the same, though. At least I'll give them that. I'll see here. Hello from Alberta, Canada. And it's 172 people. Oh, 234 now. I'm probably way behind in the comments here. Let me scroll through real quick, see if something's interesting. Let's see here. I like your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. You're going to hire a driver for the Ford cab over. Maybe eventually. But I think what I'm going to do is get the Ford cab over going. And Orwell is going to take a lot more downtime to have a lot of work done on Orwell. It's very hard to restore a truck while you're driving it. So it's a lot easier to do it when it's shut down. So if the Ford's done, Orwell will be still around, just not as much. That's the thought process. I'm actually using... someone told me they're chatting between each other now. Steve, hope you're having a great day, man. I appreciate all the work that you do. That's Tony Captain 71. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's been a weekend. I've been very, very busy. Very sore for the amount of work I've been doing at the shop. But nonetheless, we got it done. I'm happy to get it done. So things are improving. Let's see here. What are you hauling on this load? Bunch of junk. Somebody in Milwaukee sold a compactor. The big piece of compactor went, and I got the rest of the junk, along with a LTL on the back to go with it. So it's not a fun load. And the broker tried to really be dishonest, and it cost a little bit because of the dishonesty. It cost me a little too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy with this load at all. We're going to focus that we're going to focus that after I'm unloaded with it, because that's when the video is going to come out after the fact. I think getting loaded I didn't film, but the aftermath of getting loaded and driving up to the yard I did film. And I think I'm going to discuss that a little bit driving to North Carolina. So I think loading, or the aftermath of loading, driving, and then unloading is going to be all on one channel. I'm definitely going to film the unloading because I have a good feeling there's going to be some drama when I get there. Because it's just, I'll explain it. Let's see here. I'm sorry if I'm behind, guys, here. I'm trying to catch up quick. Regarding Southern Michigan Railroad, I live in Michigan. That's Brendan Caladrino. Well, you need to get your ass down there and go check it out, because they're doing Mill Pond runs right now from their depot to Mill Pond and back. And it's definitely worth the trip, because trains, trucks, and more, they only go to the first crossing. But when they go to Mill Pond and back, it's about a 45-minute run, and it is a nice, pretty ride. I would definitely go. It's not a lot of money. It's actually quite cheap, and it's a nice little day to, a day to go spend with the family. Take your kids, your wife, whatever. Get on that train and go for a ride. It's beautiful. Everyone's telling me where they're from. Oh, okay. Reynold Jackson sent $2. Super chat works. Yeah, I knew it worked. I just thank you for the $2. That'll buy something. Yeah, see, I love the videos. I'm a subscriber. I love trains too. Awesome, man. I really need to get back on the railroad channel a little bit too. A driver from Tasmania. Driver from Todd's Corner, Tasmania. Where is Tasmania? Hi from South Australia. Thought I would say hello from Success, Missouri. See ya, Tracy Miller. Tracy Miller. I think I've seen you on here before. All right, cool. I would say hello from Success. There's a town in Missouri called Success? I wonder who lives there. Did you get my message about putting your camera where the fan is mounted? That would be an awesome shot. What are we talking about? What fan? Your camera where your fan is mounted. Are you talking about on the engine? On Orwell? I don't know what I'd grab on there, and I'm not lifting a cab to place a camera, but I don't know, it's a good thought. I might try. Let me look underneath there. I'll think about it on this run. Hey, buddy, long time. Oh, Jason. Hey, Jason Morrow. That's an old high school friend. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Last time. I'm trying to think last I seen you. It's been a good while. I'm looking forward to all the videos you're posting from the Ford cab over. Well, we're working on as hard as we can. Money's tight, so we can only do what we can do. Obviously, I'm looking for sponsorships. So I got to make a couple phone calls this week regarding the frame, and we'll see. I sent in the paperwork to get a price, so there might be a sponsorship opportunity there. We'll find out, but I'm definitely trying to see what's what there. But we're in the works. Can't stand brokers, they're a bunch of crooks. Yeah, no doubt. Love the pipes on Orwell. Oh, I do too. Hello from I guess it's Havre. How do you pronounce that in Montana? Havre, Montana. How do you properly pronounce that? Curious. What kind of gearbox does Orwell have? 13-speed Eaton Fuller. Specifically a 146-13. Thanks for your hard work. Truckers are awesome. Your truck is awesome. Keep it between the ditches. Obviously, thank you. Had a 05 Peterbilt. Then I got a 17 Kenworth. Didn't like it too much. Montana Highline area. That's Eric William again. Tyler Allen. I love you, Steve. You're my hero. I'm nobody's hero. Trust me. I'm just a truck driver that got lucky on YouTube. 12V71 is at the machine shop waiting on me to pull the trigger and spend the money. And what I put it in, well, I got ideas, but that's all I have. Thank you, Steve, for what you do. Love seeing Orwell trucking down the road. By all means, be safe. Yeah, I've been trying. The fan inside your cab, the one that's facing you. That's, here, look. There's the fan. There's the mount I always use. That one and that one. If I use that one there, that was meant to face the passenger side. That one right there faced the passenger, should ever have a passenger. But that's the mount I always use for the facing me. And then the one right here, this is the one I use for the over my shoulder looking that way. So that's how that works. Let's see here. Much thanks, El Paso, Texas. Is Orwell a movie star? Highballing. You know what? I never saw that movie. I'm going to have to. Oh, I see Gentry on here. He's talking to Cody. Who is this Cody guy? Anyway, what's up, Tim? I know you're there. So, I guess I'll start a little crap here. So, I did a lot of work in the shop, cutting up the Peterbilt frame for a template, and I did a video on that, and it was a little accident. The way I had the frame held up with the cherry picker, wanted it to twist away from me, and I thought there was enough weight on it with the cross members that were still sitting on there. I thought there was enough weight on there, it was going to stay there. So as soon as I cut that last rivet off that suspension hanger, over she went. It actually fell away from me, but it was going to land on my feet. I had jumped back, so it didn't actually land on my feet, but it came damn close. The GoPro went with it. The clamp, the GoPro clamp, that got wrecked. Matter of fact, that's here. Right here. This is a GoPro clamp. You clamp it on crap. Here's your mount. But over here on that side right there, see, right there, it's all busted up. So that hit the ground and got broken. It's some pretty hard plastic, so that got broke. But a lot of people started giving comments about, oh, you know, you gotta have more people at the shop, and accidents happen, and you do all the heavy lifting, you can hurt your back, and on and on and on. Listen, people, I know not everybody is that has that same mindset, but do you mean to tell me if I worried about that stuff all the time that I would ever have gotten anything done ever in my life? No, obviously not. I'm not gonna do stupid crap. Wait till you see tomorrow's video of me getting the trailer that doesn't fit in the shop, so it maybe fits. Wait till you see that video. I can't wait to hear the hate comments on that one. So you guys look for them and give them a little crap, because hey, I don't think I did anything that was unsafe. It's just something that other people aren't comfortable with. That doesn't make it unsafe. That just means that I got crap done and they don't. I guess that's okay. But, you know, not to be conceited, but they watched me and I don't. So, well, I guess I have to. I edit. But that's the idea. You get the idea. I do work safe. You know, they'll bust my chops. Where's your gloves? You lose dexterity with gloves. They protect your hands, but you lose dexterity, meaning grip. So you have to squeeze a lot harder to get the same grip. And it hurts after a while. Do I get burned every now and again? Of course I do. I burnt myself today getting fuel. I bumped my arm right down. I don't know if you see right there. I bumped my arm in my stack. So, yeah, that happened. Oops. But that's not a big problem, right? You just get on with life. So, I don't want to talk about that all day. But the point is, it's like, there's no, you know, you do what you got to do. You try your best and you work hard. That's all you can do. So, I just want to touch base on that because I saw a lot of comments on it. I'm sure tomorrow's video is going to get stuff, but I'm not going to, you know, it's just not worth the hassle. So, I saw Jay Samaro send a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. She hit me up and, you got a way to get a hold of me. Get a hold of me so I can find out where exactly in North Carolina you're staying at. I might have some time when I get down there. So I saw a lot of people talking to... I saw Gentry pop on there. Everyone started talking to Gentry, and that's cool. So, Haver is pronounced Haver, Haver. Okay. I guess that explains that. All right, cool. Oh, man, I know I skipped a lot of ones here. Montana Highline is one of the busiest railroads in the U.S. Yeah, I've seen... Is that where that train wreck was? Where they took that bridge down that I filmed? That was interesting. Gentry and Sons. Let's see some black smoke, says Tim. That was a little while ago. Tim, Braxton's Truck and Rooster are the king of black smoke right now. You guys put me to shame because that stuff does it every time. And man, I cannot wait to see Rooster. Oh my God. Although the one I really want to see done, my heart, I gotta think about that. I shouldn't say that. I never heard Johnny Cash run. I have heard the Air Force cab over. Now, I'm not sure which one of those two are my favorite, but I cannot wait to hear those suckers go. I love that Detroit sound. But I love my Caterpillars, man. You know that. And that rooster, that makes me jealous, man. Because I miss my 379. Seriously, I do miss my 379. Oh, see here. Why don't you try strength sports? Actually, I'm looking to get into entry-level martial arts to get myself moving, doing things. I might talk about that in the future, but yes, I am looking to address trying to get in better shape. Not necessarily lose weight, but get in better shape. Let's leave it at that. I hope your day is better than mine. I forgot my tug test, I dropped my trailer, ripped my airlines off, and bent my hangers bad. Scat Pack 392. Yeah, that is a rough day. Even a tug test really isn't the best thing. You really should stick your face under and make sure that they're locked as good as you can. On my truck, if you look to see the arm is all the way in and the latch is down, there's no way that arm is going to be all the way in and the jaw not engaged. So you definitely got to stick your face under and look more, not just a tug. I've seen a tug fail. You could tug it and then later on it just bounce, and then it came out. That can happen. So my best thing to tell you, stick your face under and look. There's no getting around that. I don't care what kind of fifth wheel you got. I ever see Truckin. I'm one of your fans in the United Kingdom. I love all your videos. Oh yeah, that's one of the haters that got on me bad about why am I wasting my time with old trucks? Just get a new truck. Sensors are cheap and this, that, and the other. And he was from the UK. Well, I'm not going to put down people that are from Europe because obviously my family's descendants of people from Europe, but there is a different mentality Europeans have for trucks compared to the average American, I'll be honest. But that particular guy took it to the next level, and I'm going to be running old trucks as long as I can, so if that's somebody's opinion, they go F themselves. Have you ever driven a 15-speed, 5-speed, and a 3-speed rear end? No, not one of those, no. I'm dying to get behind the wheel of a 2-stick. You know, I'd love to own one, but I'd love to try to drive something with, twin sticks. That'd be awesome. Did you read the Big Cam book by Pittsburgh Power? They have a PDF on their website. Very good information about the Big Cam Cummins. Pittsburgh Power was like Cummins' experimental department in the old days. Big Cam book by Pittsburgh Power. You know what? Thanks for telling me about that. No, I never did. But I need to look into that for sure. I'm probably very way from behind here. Tim says, looks safe to me. If you haven't had a frame dropped on you're not doing it right. No, crap happens. That's the thing. There's no way to get around it. Stuff's gonna happen. It's bad. You're gonna have bad crap. Tim just had a video just the other day. Driver. To me, it was driver error. But crap happens. He rolled his truck on a road. You probably shouldn't have trucks. But he was going to a delivery, and he rolled it right off the road, not that far from Tim's shop. And Tim didn't know if it was one of his trucks. He tells his guys to stay away from there. But crap happens. You got to break eggs to make omelets. It's the way it goes. So yeah, crap happens. Nothing got hurt. Next thing you know, someone's going to say it's my fault my air compressor blew up. Steve, love your delivery here in Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, the older roads are narrow and poles are close. Yes, they were. But that's why you hire professionals in this industry. That way, you don't have to worry as much. So, yeah, Pittsburgh ain't going to make the roads no bigger, and the trucks ain't getting no smaller. So that's where it takes skill to get in and out as best as you can. That doesn't mean crap's not going to happen. It just mitigates it as best as you can. Let's see here. Dan J says, you won't get any slack from me. Stuff happens. That's right. Bunch of fans of Gentry and Sons on here. I love that. That's great. So, I love watching you and other people keep the wheels turning on older trucks. That's right. It's just what I do. Highline is one of the busiest railroad. Oh, wait a minute. I went that way. U.S. run by BNSF Railroad. Okay, that's probably the one I'm talking about. Excellent. LOL. Sometimes we have to plan forward. We can't wait on others, but the main thing is okay, keep the pedal to the metal. Yeah, we keep trying. Keep grinding. My two favorite YouTube guys on the same chat. Now that's awesome. Thank you. Who is that? Raymond Hiller. Awesome. I work by myself almost all the time and don't see what the problem is. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people say that. A lot of people talking to Gentry about Rooster. That's awesome. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Tim says, putting him on the spot, and I have the whole video out. Oh, I don't know how long ago it was. He goes, yeah, putting me on the spot, I'm going to have to get a video out with Johnny Cash. Man, oh man, I cannot wait to hear that thing run, dude. Yeah, yeah. But again, money's money. You know, you can only do what you can do. You know, you just put a ton of money in Rooster, so you can only do so much so fast. It'll get done when it gets done, and that's the end of that. It was Amtrak wreck on Montana Highline in 2021. You know, I remember that. Was that I think that's the Empire Builder that went down, wasn't it? Oh, I'll see here. How are you doing, my friend? Jonathan Zuck. I'm doing good. Grinding it out every day like I always do. I've done a tug test on a trailer. Still came unhooked, but I stopped before it came off the back of the frame. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to get your face underneath it. That's Tim talking about something. Just found it today. Fence. Then we did some work on it. I guess he's talking about that Dodge, that crash he had. Tim, I don't know if you caught my comment on the video. You know, the rear end gets lifted up when the skid loader gets to the ass end of the trailer. If you shift in four-wheel drive and put the truck in park, that locks up the front end too. I never thought of that. We just unloaded a skid loader off my dually not that long ago. I never thought of that. You know, I probably, granted I'm on flat ground, but yeah, I never thought about the back end of the dually coming up when the skid loader hits the back of the trailer. But like I said, I'm on flat ground, so. See here, Bob Barker died. Yeah, I saw that. 99 years old or something. That's a hell of a life. See here. See the video. Oh, talking to Gentry again. Yeah, he had a Dodge, 21 Dodge get messed up pretty good. Doesn't look that bad, but I'm sure it's worse than it looks. If we're gonna put more strobes on Orwell, it'd be cool. Actually, this truck used to be a Keene transport truck. And a lot of guys talked about that bracket on the top of my roof. Oh, sorry, I got caught up with something walking in front of the truck. Anyway, so there's a bracket on top of the roof. Used to be an air deflector on the top. There's a round circle where I didn't know what used to be there. Keene used to put a single strobe, which was yellow. Just like, think of the Michigan State Patrol cars, that big red bubble gum on the top, just the one. That's what originally was on Orwell. One big yellow strobe. So I might try to get an old school actual, with an LED bulb, but an actual rotator and put it up there. That would be cool. Not just flashing, but a rotator. I'm thinking about, if I can get one, thinking about that. PA Mobile Bow Hunter said, seen you going through Pittsburgh. Yeah, we get to see. Tim Gentry says, Steve is the real cab over king. I have 3. One that runs. You have, well, let's see here. International was sold. Got the Air Force cab over. No, you are the king, Tim. You have more cab overs than I do. If you count them Argosies, you have more than I do. And all of them, yeah, all of them at least run. They might not drive, but they run. Mine, not so much. We're trying though. Got to get that framework done. Hey, this is Lee from Missouri. Can you give us a quick tour of the truck inside, please? There you go. There's driver's seat, passenger seat, my case of water that rides, my bag, my bed. Oh, another case of water. It's almost empty. And my totes. This tote right here has my computer stuff in it. And then my other tote has my GoPro stuff in it. There you go. That's the entire inside tour. The Fox FTS says, sincerely from Russia. Watching from Russia. That's awesome. I love to have everybody from everywhere. That's cool. Dan J says, love Dominique too. Love the video you made together. They are good people. Let me tell you, they are very good people. They help me a lot more than the video show, to be honest. And they are good friends of mine. I consider them very good friends. So yes, that's great. Let's see here. Neil Thomas says, love watching Gentry and Sons. Tim and Brax are great. Double act. That boy's going places. Yes. that's parenting done right, 100%. Brax is turning into a man very quickly. He's still a young boy. He still does his little kid stuff, but Tim's raising them kids right, no doubt about it. That whole family. There's a lot more. I'll talk about it from my opinion. That whole channel is a family, and you don't see the entirety of the family, and there's good reasons for that. But the way that between Tim and his wife Ashley and all the children interact, it's amazing. It's an awesome family to see. That they are old school, and it's awesome. So, it's like there's so much you don't see that me as a friend that's been in the house, been into the inner sanctum of the Gentry crew, so to speak. They absolutely have it down great. So he puts only so much on video, but what you don't see, I'm just going to say, is it's the perfect environment for a family. It is, from an outward appearance looking in, from me, the perfect family. I'm sure there's troubles that you don't see, but man, oh man, they're awesome. They are absolutely awesome. Holy smokes, we got a lot more super chats coming. I'm real slow with the thing, sorry. Tony Captain 71 sends $20. Hey Steve, keep up the good work and never give up. I will never give up. I didn't make this, let me put it like this. I didn't make it this far by quitting. Every day, even if it seemed like no point in it, every day I got up and did something, even if it felt like there was no point and purpose in it. I got up every day and did it. And look at, am I successful now? No. Still struggle. But I think in life I did good. Both my sons are grown, out of the house, full-grown men. They're doing awesome in life. In that regards, I won and am a success. Business-wise, financially, nah. I know so many people that did so better than me in so much quicker time. But that don't mean I'm giving up. I'm still grinding it out, so that's it. Also, look up the Golden Age of Steam. Really love good vintage Steam documentary. I've looked up a lot of that stuff. One I love is down in Tennessee. Tim knows where it is because he's been down there. Look up on YouTube, And Then There Was One. And Then There Was One. It's about the 4501 down in Tennessee and how that thing almost got scrapped. Hello, my name is Mike from Erie, Pennsylvania. I do watch Gentry and Son. I do watch you, Steve. Steve Yoga Truck. I don't think you meant yoga. Your trucks are cool. I like your cab overs. I've seen a lot of cab overs in that. Punctuation is non-existent in this one run-on sentence. Seen a lot of go-around stuff like that. Thank you. Cab overs is the future. Well, on YouTube it seems to be. Do you like hauling to Florida? I love Florida. I don't get down there near enough, but I love Florida. I need to move to Florida. Just haven't figured out how to make it happen yet. It's not hard to move to Florida. It's the professional side in what I do and being leased to a Widmeyer Express out of West Bend, Wisconsin. That makes life difficult to live somewhere else. And I'm never leaving that company. I might have stuff elsewhere one day, but as long as they'll have me, I'll have them. They've been good to me, and nothing's changing. I wish they still make cab overs. I really enjoy driving my 84 362. Yeah, they are interesting. I think they're better. Have you ever driven a Ford LTL 9000? I've driven a Ford L9000 dump truck. That had a 6V, might have been a 92, might have been a 71. It was V6 Detroit, and there was a dump truck. And we loaded that thing heavy. Top speed of 50. See, that's the crap right there that I'm talking about, right there. I don't know how old that thing is. Leave them lot lizards alone, FSC. Right there. Right there. You don't like that? Stick it. Comments like that get you burnt. Drew is on a house. What's up? Well, I don't need that kind of nonsense. I wasn't getting Jason Morrow sent over $2. Let me know the best way to get a hold of you. Facebook, man. I know you're on my Facebook. Hit me up, or I'll look for you on there too. Let's see here. My emergency brake is screwed up on my truck, so I always put it in a 4x4 while putting the boat in the water. Yeah, my dad's Trucking with Willie sent $9.99. $9.99. Let me tell you something about that. My dad's F-150, when I was a kid, there's a blue hood in the very back of my shop. and that hood came off my dad's F-150. I need to make it a sign inside my shop. That's why I keep it. It's pretty rusty, so it really wouldn't be much good as a hood. But anyway, we had a problem. Same thing. My dad used to put the boat. It was an 18-foot fiberglass boat. We'd put it in the water. And I don't know what to say. One time the water was a lot lower, so there's a lot more slippery mud on the ramp. And we started putting the boat in, and the boat started rocking, putting a lot of weight to the back of the trailer, lifting up on the back of the pickup a little bit. And in she went, started going. And I was young, so this is when my mom and dad had to launch the boat. And my dad quickly thought of it, and he ran into the truck, and he just stomped on the brake. And that engaged the front brakes, and then it stopped. So to finish the job, my mother had to climb in the pickup and hold her foot on the brake from the passenger side while my dad finished launching the boat. After that, my dad always used to put wheel chocks in behind the tires to try to stop it. I don't know if that ever actually worked, but that's what we did. And he tied them to a string that went over the ball, so when he drove up the ramp with the trailer, the chocks just dragged behind. Nobody had to stop and lift chocks. Then later on, me and my sister got older, we always dropped the chocks, picked them up, threw them in. We did that with the Ford and a Suburban, but both the Suburban and the Ford truck were two-wheel drive. We lived in Jersey, didn't get a lot of snow, so who needed four-wheel drive? So, but yeah, we had a pickup almost go in the water because of that. Same thing right there. Let's see here. How many miles do you already have driven as a truck driver in your life? I don't know. Takes a driver about 7 years to do 1 million. So I've been at it 27. You could estimate from there. Paul Ace's Money says he sent $5 Canadian. Actually says it Canadian. CA $5. I have an idea for the mobile chapel trailer. You could turn it into a huge camper and haul it with Orwell. Well, the front is an office and a futon that will be set up for living quarters, but I'm not using it as a camper. I'm actually looking to buy a truck camper to put in the back of the dually. That's why I bought the dually, to put truck camper in the truck and haul that big 41-foot trailer behind the truck. The dually was so I don't overload the single rear wheel truck that I had, and it would have been overloaded if I put that much weight. I could have beefed the truck up. Couldn't do much with the tires. Old school rotary lights are cool, better than strobes, not as annoying. Talking about the potential strobe I want to put back on Orwell from what came in there. Let's see here. Westmoreland, what's A? $7.99 came from Westmoreland. I don't know what that is, like which currency. I love it when you take us on your runs. Older trucks are why I watch. I remember many of the routes you take from when I was there many years ago. Gentry and Son spent, I know that's American, $49.99. Let's get Steve some new lights for Orwell. Damn it, brother. Appreciate you very much on that one. It's sad you guys don't get cab overs over there anymore. Cab overs are abound in Australia. Kenworth with their K200, K220, Volvo with their F-Series, FM and FH, Scania, MAN, and Mercedes-Benz. One of these days, I need to get my passport. I want to go to another country and check out how trucking is done in another country. Do a ride-along. I got a buddy of mine that lives, I don't know where he is right now, but he's from England. Sam, and a lot of you guys know Sam. He gave me that height pole that I have right before his significant other passed away. Carrie, I should put that in the video. But yeah, he talks about it on Facebook. But they gave me that height pole right before she passed. And that's why that means something to me right there. So yeah, I'd love to try to do that one of these days. Let's see here. Gentry and Sons Trucking. Yes, get him hooked with watermelon lights and hooked up with SH2. Tim, I sent you. Jason, I just got your message. Tim, I just sent you a text with some pictures. I need to know if Rob can do that with stainless. Tim knows. I'm sure he's got the pics. But yeah, get with Rob on that. I'm really curious if he can make that out of stainless. And yeah, we'll talk off air. Tim and Mr. Gentry are good people. Oh, Tim and Mrs. Gentry are good people. Tim is Mr. Gentry. Yeah, they are good people. They are absolute top-notch people. 361 people, only 215 likes. Come on, people. That's what Bogdan Steffian says, well, hit the like button. I always forget to ask. I always say you should always ask for the sale. Did you ever get a bundle of wiper blades? Because you stopped in Mineral Ridge at Iron Skillet Petro and stopped at Hubbard to get a couple wiper blades before Pittsburgh. No, I got the one in at the Kenworth dealer in Hubbard, and honestly, it slipped my mind this weekend when I was home. I was just trying to get shop work done, and I didn't really think to get the other two. I wasn't gonna. No, I just forgot about it. That's just all it comes down to. I'm gonna say that you and Tim are my brothers. There's nothing you can do about it. Trucking with Willie. There we go. Thank you. Hey there, Steve Hauling all of the Georgia. I love your channel, your content. Keep Orwell rolling, driver. Absolutely. That's the plan. Really? Why wouldn't you ask him? He would know, and he doesn't know. It's a solid, constant answer. I don't know. This guy asked, what caused the fire? I tell you, I know. Tim, this is what you should tell him. I know what started the fire at your shop. You ready? Here you go. Heat, fuel, and oxygen. Those are the three things you need for a fire. Heat, fuel, oxygen. That's what started the fire. Cab overs are new in Europe? Yeah, well, they make them there. Have you ever hauled into Canada? Yes, a long time ago. Now you need a passport to haul into Canada, and I don't have mine, so. And last time I went to Canada, DOT didn't like the trucking company I was running for, and I'm trying to figure out how in the hell you get 4 inches out of a brake stroke that can only give you 3.5. Let's just leave it at that. Cab over Mercedes are sold as Daimler Packard owns DAF trucks. You most likely see lightweight trucks, not big rigs like Steve. I hauled a few of them back to back a while ago, maybe about a year or two ago. I had them on my videos. They were labeled as Peterbilts, but everyone's told me those were DAFs. How do you pronounce that anyway? Is it DAF or do you just say DAF? Like when you refer to that truck, how do you say it? Because DAF isn't a word. Someone said I should read Super Chats first. Yeah, I do. As soon as I see them, I catch them, but I'm so far behind, I'm working on it. A with the dollar is Australian dollars. Okay, good to know. I don't know what the conversion is here. Man, I am so far behind on comments. Yeah, like Daffy truck. I guess I'm at the bottom of the comments there. All right. So, somebody says hello from Argentina. I think that says hello. I'm assuming that means hello. Someone says hey from Kentucky. Hey from Michigan, you make the best trucking videos. Well, I try. I certainly try. FSC Trucking, best trucking channel. Greetings from Arizona. The spiritual home of Peterbilt. Where is that in Oklahoma? Not Oklahoma. They make them in Denton, Texas, but they originated out of Oregon. I can't think of where the name of that town. Where is that from? The Oregon one. Oh, let's see here. Can you talk a bit about operating costs compared to a new truck? Yes and no. A brand new truck, like a brand new 389 nowadays, $250,000, $300,000. Yeah, you're looking at. I think you're looking at about $250,000. That's like a house, man. Maybe not a full house, but I don't know, depending on where you live, I guess. But man, if I'm going to spend $289,000, I'm buying a Huracan. I'm not buying a truck. That's my opinion. Number one. Number two, truck's under warranty. Okay, you got some sensor issue. You bring it to the dealer. It'll sit there for 2 months. Now, I don't know about you, but a payment on a truck that's worth $250,000 got to be $3,500, $4,000, maybe $4,500, maybe as much as $5,000. I don't know. I know of one person who owns a truck that expensive, and I don't know what the payments are. And I don't know the guy personally, so I don't know what the payments are. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you, because that's just how I am. But I don't know anybody who owns a truck like that that has a loan on it, so I don't know what the payments are. But I'll tell you this: if your truck's sitting in the dealer for a month making no money, while you're waiting on a stupid ass part, how are you making that payment? Time after time after time. It's not happening. So I look at it like this. Orwell burns more fuel than a newer truck, supposedly. I don't think these new trucks get the fuel mileage they claim, I'll be honest with you. What's displayed on the dash, you might get a little bit better fuel economy, but the engines are cheaper to fix, they're cheaper to maintain. The uptime is much better than a new sensor. Heck, when I took a company truck, I had the Freightliner go down for exhaust system problems. As far as I'm concerned, if the engine's got oil pressure and is not overheating, send it. I'm not going to have a truck break down because the exhaust system doesn't like it. That's insane. So that's about as far as I can go in depth with that. Exact dollars and cents, don't know. I never owned one. But my days of owning a truck that I earn a living that owns me are done. I mean, I got big payments on the dually, but I can always get rid of the dually too. I'm still going to eat. If Orwell goes down or my truck goes down and I have no truck and the bank takes back my $250,000 Peterbilt, yeah, I might starve. That's the problem. So, I'll never have a truck that I rely on own me. When's the last time you dropped the trailer neck? Let me knock on the wood simulated dash here. I've never dropped one on the floor yet, but I'm probably gonna eventually. Tim writes about the fire. Steve came down after the fire. We have ideas, but there are so many hot spots we can only guess. There were so many accelerates, it melted the entire place to the ground. Wish I could say for sure. Well, think about it. You had a truck that had fuel in it. You had oil, a couple brand new barrels of engine oil. I mean, everything in that thing was just could burn. So, who knows? Why don't trailers have reverse lights? Well, not required. I mean, you see a vehicle going by. And nowadays, with your cars, they use the reverse lights as like a sentry light. So a lot of times you see reverse lights on, there's nobody in the car. It's just a sentry, to shine on the ground for people at night. So just because reverse lights on doesn't mean it's on. So nowadays, I feel you may as well get rid of reverse lights on everything. Why bother? Have you ever came close to getting sideswiped in Orwell? Yeah, there was a video I did where I had to swerve out of my lane because a car got spooked by a car passing them and almost crashed into my truck. Not the truck itself, but the trailer. Yeah. So, yeah, it happens. Trucking are not for wimps. No, but there's sadly a lot of people have no clue what they're doing trying to do it. We call them DAF in the UK. There's always a dash warning noise that goes, oh, I get it. Right. They lease the truck. Why? So you have a massive balloon payment at the end, guaranteeing repossession? I know that's how a lot of exotic car guys do it. That just seems insane to me. Now, if you're always buying and trading them, I guess that's fine, but I don't know, I like to own my crap. Hello, greetings from Louisiana. Hope you're doing well and have a blessed day. Keep Orwell rolling. Love old style trucks. That is exactly what I do. My 24 389 gets 8.0 mpg with my flatbed. Okay, well, I'm assuming that's a flat top, low to the ground, and probably light. You're not hauling 80,000 doing a speed limit across Wyoming on 80 and getting 8.0. So these are things you got to consider. I love these guys talking the big, huge mileage, but facts are facts. There's only so much amount of energy in a gallon of diesel fuel. You can call them BTUs, call them joules, calories, however unit of measure you want to measure energy. There's only so much energy in a gallon of fuel. You're not moving a planet on a drop of fuel across the galaxy. It's too much mass. It's too heavy. So, yeah, I mean, there's only so much energy in a fuel source. Now, you want to try to use as much energy as you can. A lot of it gets burned off in heat, but point is, there's only so much available. I don't want to argue that all day long, but that's what it is. What are the payments on that 24 389? So you got better fuel economy. How much a month is that truck costing you? That's scary numbers, trust me. Love watching you and Gentry and Sons both. Both you and Timmy make it easier for me now that I can't drive anymore due to permanent injury. I love the older trucks. Josh Ford, I hate to hear stuff like that, man, but if you can't get up, get back out there in some manner, shape, or form. The guy that does my scrap, honestly, I give him the scrap. I don't. He hauls it away from me. That's payment enough. I did haul a load to him because there was just so much of it. Didn't fit in the barrel, obviously, so I hauled it out to him. He got hurt. He had to lose his CDL, but he still can drive. So he built himself a truck small enough that he doesn't require a CDL. He still does the same stuff he did, just he has a smaller truck. So, that's a story that maybe something to think about. Maybe the stuff you can do that doesn't require a CDL that still keeps you in the game and keeps you moving. Again, I don't know what kind of injury, but just never give up is the point I'm trying to get at. Never give up. Someone says, hi, Tim. Good evening at Tim Gentry. That's Adam Park and Sean McCarthy. Can't wait to meet you one day. 100% bucket list eventually. Well, I'm going to start trying to do more meet and greets. We got that trailer, the chapel trailer, which obviously is no longer a chapel. But it's going to have a use, and it's going to be for the channel. So there'll be more opportunities for sure. For sure. My 24 doesn't average that with an empty load, LOL. Mid-roof, though. That's somebody else talking about fuel economy of a new truck. All right, what's a 24 truck cost nowadays? Hello, all. Steve, can you pan around the inside of cab? I'd love to see the inside of Orwell. Yeah, we did that earlier. I'll do it again. Like, here's the whole view. Driver's seat, passenger seat, my case of water, briefcase, and my bag that I live out of, and my bed, which is kind of sort of made. This tote here is my computer equipment. That tote there is GoPro equipment. That's the entirety of it. The controller for the green APU is back there behind my bag underneath the vent. And the green APU has a stack. You see that stack right behind my passenger seat? It's the one stack for the green APU, and the other one is between the closet. That's that blue thing there. And the vent back there blows right on me. So there you go. There's the interior view of the truck. Let's see here. Oh, well, whatever. Showed it twice. Would you ever buy back your old truck, 379, if the opportunity came to you? I absolutely would, in a heartbeat, if I had that kind of money. The truck, when I sold it, was running, but needed rebuilt. I know the truck sleeper was removed from it, and the guy uses it locally near my shop to haul crap with it, literally crap. In Wisconsin, what they'll do is have these tankers that they pull up next to manure pits, and they'll have a tractor with a pump on the back, like a farm tractor, and it'll pump that tank full of manure, liquid manure, and they'll spread that out in the fields. And I did that one time. You just drive back and forth like you're doing, like you're cutting grass, back and forth. Throw a valve. There's a big, huge air valve in the back, opens up, and that tank will dump in about 5 minutes. And it'll spread that poop, and you just, like you're doing lawn, back and forth up the fields. When your tank stops dropping poop, the truck behind you opens his valve where you closed yours, and you go back and forth from the pit to the field, back and forth. And I think that's what my old 379 does, and that is a terrible, terrible use of a 600 horsepower C16 engine. Yeah, that's right. I had the same engine Tim you just built, although mine was stock. I think that was actually called the suffix, I think, was a 7NZ. I don't remember. But it was an 01 model year engine. No, it was 2001 model year engine, single turbo, 600 horse C16. That's what I do remember. And it ate clutches. It just ripped the hubs right out of them. So every year and a half, I had to put a clutch. One time I had a pressure plate fail. It just slipped all the time. So, yeah, that thing was a clutch slayer. But if I could buy that truck back, I would. I really would. So, if the opportunity ever came, and I know somebody that knows the guy that bought it from me, so it might be possible. And if I ever could, I would. I would. I do miss that truck so bad. Just DAF as one word. So DAF trucks or DAF. I guess that's what they call them then. Okay, cool. Steve, I will never forget the night you almost slammed into the back of that truck that pulled out in front of you that night when it was raining. That was a rough day. Yeah, that was a rough day. I remember that. Trying to get to the bottom of here now again. Old Dominion is buying yellow debt for $1.5 billion. Effing crazy money. Yes, and Old Dominion can rehire the drivers as drivers, not as union drivers too, if I'm not mistaken. Which I kind of think was always the inside Iggy. I think that was always the plan. Yellow was trying to get it to where they just shut it down, sold it, and rehire all the drivers as non-union. That way they could get their money and they could tell the Teamsters to go F themselves, and the drivers have a choice, either keep working or go F yourself too. I think that always was the plan, to be honest. Now, whether you agree with that or not, don't know. Whether you think that's right or not, I don't know. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if that's the right way to do it or not. I have no opinion one way or the other. I know a lot of Teamsters. They're good guys. They work hard. But from the company side of things, I don't know if I can put up with all the nonsense that they have to put up with. So it's a hit or miss. But I think it always was the plan, to be honest. They knew what was going to happen when this last contract was supposed to be negotiated with Yellow. I think that was always the plan, is a way to get the Teamsters out of Yellow. I think that's what the truth of the matter was. So let's see here. Steve, we coming through Vegas anytime soon? How about you and Tim, when you hitting Utah? I have no plan on coming out there. Only when freight takes me places. Tim says, getting Rooster ready for Utah now. Oh, that's right. You got to take it. I was going to say, what are you doing out there? I don't know if is there a show up there in Utah? I know he's got to get Rooster on a dyno up there, so I know that's the plan with that. You impress me when you do one-man mechanic work. Well, Lime, I don't have a choice on that. It was either me do it or don't get done, so I had no choice. I got it done. But that's it. So, matter of fact, Maggie should be either this week or next week should be working on the chapel trailer. We're starting on the fifth wheel first. If any of you guys saw Tim Gentry's video when he redid the fifth wheel underneath that one cattle wagon, same thing with the chapel trailer. So either this week or next week, Maggie's going to be working on that while I'm out on the road. Amy Whitney, how often do I come to Maine? Not that often, but often enough. It just, again, depends on the freight. So when it's starting to look like I'm going to have to go to Vermont pretty soon, too. Those that know. Steve, think you and Orwell will ever have a load to or from Texas? Actually, I was offered a load to go to Texas, and I wasn't ready to go, so I passed that on to the next one. The load I have now. I wish I went to Texas. It would have been better. But yeah, so that's how it goes. Let's see. Train Boy Railroad says, Gentry and Sons Trucking, I love Red Rooster. I love that truck. Hey, Steve, you got to slap a C16 in Orwell one day. Honestly, when you upgrade an engine to that massive an upgrade, you need a new transmission, potentially rear ends, and a drive shafts as well. Because the truck is only strong as weakest link. This truck is not built for that kind of power. So if I ever did that, you'd have to redo everything. Tim says the green APU on right now. No, it's actually barely even in the 70s. I think it's, it will tell me, it's 69 degrees right now. So no, I don't have anything on. There's an APU running 2 trucks over from me though. Not mine. Mine's off right now. Let's see here. 389 with PACCAR MX-13. Best results, 7 miles per gallon. Okay, what's that truck cost you? Figure the amount of miles I run, which is not full time. What's 2 miles a gallon? Let's say even if it is 7 consistent. Orwell gets around 4.5 to 5. What's 2.5 miles a gallon worth over the course of what all the other expenses of a new truck are? I think it's at worst a push. I still remember my first ride in a cab over. My uncle used to work for Cummins in Hubbard, Ohio. and one Saturday he took me to the Cummins shop and he gave me a little ride around the backyard, early 80s. Yeah, that I didn't ride in a semi until I owned one, until I started driving one, actually. First Peterbilt I ever rode in was the one I bought. My yellow one, believe it or not. My cousin had the first year 379 came out. It was 86 or 87. He wouldn't give me a ride. That son of a gun, he wouldn't give me a ride. God rest his soul. He's no longer with us no more. His widow is, though. That's my mom's cousin. Linda. Nah, Linda wasn't like that. Linda would she'd crack you if you needed it. Never hit me, though. She had some tough sons. So she did it right. Hello, Steve from Florida. I love watching Orwell. Love the air horns on Orwell. Oh, yeah. They're there. I'm sitting in I'm off. I don't even have the truck on right now. Lime says, do I like limes? Yeah, in beer. Cheers from Boston. Salud. I'm working. So, there's no booze. Not today. Can you explain IFTA? Yeah, the old Ray Carlisle joke. That's to see, yeah, there's another thing the DOT figured out to see if you got it or if you don't. If you don't, get it. If you don't, you pay up money. IFTA is basically a way that every state, whether you buy fuel or not, can collect taxes on you, fuel taxes on you. So, say I bought fuel here in Wisconsin for $4.09. We overpaid in Wisconsin. I'm not going to buy fuel in Illinois. Not going to buy fuel in Indiana. Not going to buy fuel in, what's the next state? Kentucky, West Virginia. None of them, right? So those states get to hit us per mile. And if you bought fuel, you get that money back. If not, you pay out per mile. That's basically how that works. Tim could explain it a lot better than me, but I think basically that's the gist of it. So in this particular run, we'll get money back from Wisconsin. Everybody else charges. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going backwards. Do I like limes? No, and yes, only in beer. Do you know that Orwell is featured as a DLC in American Truck Simulator? I have seen people send me screenshots of that game and made Orwell. In fact, was it Highway News? That's Transport for Christ, now TFC Global's thing. You can find it. I think it's out this month. I think it's August. The cover was Orwell in their Highway News thing. And the cover was Orwell, and I think they got that screen grab from American Truck Simulator. So check that out. The Orwell is on the cover of Highway News. Oh, I'm the cover of a magazine. All right. Hey, that's winning. Well, I live in Trinity, Texas, Steve. I just lost signal. Well, you can always watch this after the fact, too. See, you're trying to... I seem like I'm going backwards here, so I'm trying to go forward. See, you're still... What? Adam Park, you're saying the same thing over and over again? I just read that. Yeah, he is, apparently. Let me just go all the way there. Here, there you go. My grandfather bought a 78 Chevrolet Scottsdale 10 diesel, brand new. Gas engine converted to diesel. It was experimental engine and got 2 to 3 mpg as diesel was cheaper than gas at the time. You know, I did the math because Tim bust my chops about it. But when I ordered my dually, I ordered it. Well, the reason I bought it, first of all, was there's a whole story with that. I guess I'll tell it to you. So I'll tell you the story. So the first Dodge truck I bought it was a 21 Ram 2500, obviously single rear wheel, 8-foot bed, crew cab, Hemi, gas engine, 6.4 liter, 8-speed transmission. I bought that truck. It was already on the lot, and that was the tradesman package, so it didn't have the nicer interior. But it was perfect for what I needed. What I needed to do was, at the time, all we wanted to do was be able to put a Harley Davidson in the back, close the tailgate, hence I'd have 8-foot bed, and haul my camper. You know, a travel trailer, the 30-foot travel trailer. So that pickup truck was perfect. Had 4-wheel drive. And then after I bought it, my parents decided they were moving out of New Jersey to go to Texas. So then we figured out, because of, this was after the whole COVID thing, and New Jersey was basically evacuating to free states. And my parents were suffering badly from medical neglect because to be honest, the doctors are more afraid of COVID than the patients were. So when the doctors are afraid to see patients, patients suffer and die. And rather than my parents suffer and die, they decided to go to where they can actually get health care with doctors that had enough balls to walk up to you and talk to you and actually see you. So they decided on Texas because that's where my sister also moved. So the idea was they were going to move right near my sister, and my mom and my dad were going to live close enough so my sister could help out. But moving was a huge expense because everybody was leaving New Jersey. So in fact, I'll give you an example with U-Haul. When I rented a U-Haul trailer to get out of New Jersey, when we literally went out to Jersey to empty out the house of all the trash. So we filled up 2 dumpsters. A lot of crap just got kept over the years, and I still had stuff over there left over. So I had to rent a U-Haul trailer to come from New Jersey to Wisconsin to get my stuff from, there to here. And the trailer from New Jersey to Wisconsin was $900 one way. The trailer from Wisconsin, I did check, from Wisconsin to New Jersey, $200. So to move an entire household from New Jersey to Texas, $34,000. Decided it was cheaper to buy a trailer and I would do the job. My 41-foot trailer was bought with the initial job of moving my parents' furniture. That trailer is registered weighted. We ordered it with extra height and triple 7,000-pound axles. It's 21,000 pounds. That trailer weighed 21,000 pounds. And that overloaded my 18,000-pound capacity Dodge single rear wheel 2500 by about 3,000 pounds. If you divided up the max weight on the tires, we were overweight on the tires by about 150 pounds each because we weighed it at a cat scale. So I had no intentions of ever needing a truck that big, back to the original point. In fact, I thought I would never be able to overload that truck ever. Well, then with the big trailer, effectively a toy hauler, used to haul toys, razors, Jeeps, whatever, like we do with my kids, we found out that putting a truck camper in the load bed and hauling the trailer is too much weight for a single rear wheel truck. Then I decided, well, maybe I have to bite the bullet and buy the dually. Now, when I bought the 21, at that time I was looking at brand new. And as soon as you equipped even a 3500 available in gas with the dual rear wheels, Ram forced you to go Cummins. And that the engine option alone was an extra $8,500. Then add the rear wheels. So you're talking a lot more money, and I didn't want to go that route. Again, never thinking I would ever need a truck that big. But now with the bigger trailer, we did. And we're actually at the dealer getting mine serviced. And I was talking with the salesman, just kicking around the idea about maybe buying a Jeep for Jen to drive. And we got to talk, and I said, out of curiosity, what's that dually outside worth? He's like, oh, that one's sold. And Matthew, standing right next to me, and Matthew said, shame you can't get those in a Cummins. And the salesman looked me right in the eye. He says, I can get you in a Cummins. No, not a Cummins, a Hemi. Matt said, shame you can't get one in a Hemi. And the salesman looked at me and says, I can get you one with a Hemi, but you'll have to order it. I looked at him. I says, are you serious? I said, since when? He says, since this year. 22 is the first year they're letting it. Again. Really? Well, sit down. Let's talk. Showed me on the order slip. It's available. I said, do me a favor. Take mine. What do you give me for a trade? They gave me a number. It was just under what I paid because the price increases have gone up. Used trucks were insane. And they really, really wanted a trade in, so they really, really wanted my trade. But I had to get my empty trailer from my parents, and we had to go to Glamis, so I wound up putting about 10,000 more miles on it. My new truck, the one I have now, the dually, took 4 months, but I got it. And that's why I did it. Now, back to the original point on why I did that. I did the math, and I figured out guys with equal trucks pulling trailers like mine were getting, at best, 11 to 12 miles to gallon. My truck with the Hemi was getting 7.5. It turned out, with diesel being $2 a gallon more than gas in most places, the cost per mile in fuel consumption was exact. So there was no financial benefit to spend the extra $8,500 in buying the Cummins. If I pulled commercially, it'd be a different story, but I don't. Mostly that truck drives back and forth from my apartment to my shop and back, light duty work. Then it gets squatted down with a heavy trailer and it sucks down the fuel. But it's not worth it to me. But that's why I went the way I went. Plus, I have the ultimate delete kit. I don't have to worry about the after treatment. So there you go. That's how that played out. But it turns out at $2 a gallon difference, the fuel economy loss with the gasoline is a direct push. You burn more fuel, but the fuel costs less. You spend the exact same amount of money at $2 difference. Again, not factoring in the emission systems and so on. Plus the cost of the DEF fluid you got to put in that crap. What's the max speed on Orwell? I don't know. What's terminal velocity if I dropped it off a hill? But no, in all seriousness, I've had them up to about like 75. She's screaming at 75. It's got 411 rears. It's ever seen the movie Duel? Peterbilt truck chased a guy in a car. Yeah, it's a needle-nosed Pete, but I never saw the movie. Take the height and multiply by 32 feet per second squared for maximum speed. Yeah, terminal velocity. You should have got the 6.7 Cummins, brother. Honestly, well, I don't think so. In my opinion, I made the better choice for what I do with my truck. What engine are you going to use in the Ford 9000? My idea is to keep the Cummins that I have and rebuild it, assuming it's rebuildable. It's going to cost a lot more to retrofit a different engine in there. So money's issue. What is Transport for Christ? Transport for Christ is what the chapel trailers that you've seen throughout the different truck stops used to be. Nowadays, it's called TFC Global. So that's where guys that are in the trucking industry can go and pray and be able to, worship and so on. Then don't have to go to church because you can't get a truck to church. So the idea was they brought the trucks brought the church to the truck stops. So they've changed their. You got to watch my older video to see why. When I got that cab over, I had TFC Global on to explain what they were doing and what it was and the whole process. But yeah, that's how that played out. Diesel and petrol gas are pretty much the same per liter as we buy it in the UK. The company I work for have diesel cards and we pay bunker prices. The price is set by card provider every Sunday. See, it works out better for the diesel if the price is the same. But here in the States, a lot of places, diesel got $2+ a gallon more. On a Harley, the dirt bag was on the outside. I don't get the joke. I think I've heard it though, but what's the difference between this or that? Hey Steve, if money was no problem, which movie truck would you own? Oh, the Green Goblin, the maximum overdrive truck, no doubt about it. The problem is I could never make money with that truck. That truck only make money showing because DOT would eat you alive with that thing, with the sight obstruction most likely. But yeah, money being no object, it'd be that truck for sure. Steve won last night from me. I hope Widmeyer can get a cab over show truck drivers to work there. If Gene, if you qualify as a driver, 2 years flatbed, if you got a 49 Pete that passes inspection, put it on. We do not have a problem with that. They will put on. There's a guy with a 80. I forget the year. He's got a 359. He came on. He's a subscriber. He's got a green 359. He's doing real well with us. He's pulling company trailers. Hey Steve, I've been in the IT field for 20 years, getting very burned out lately. I'll be 40 in about a year. In your opinion, is it worth getting into CDL trucking at this point? Been thinking. Honestly, no. Getting into trucking is very difficult, and if you expect to make money doing it, you can do it, but it's very difficult to make money when you first start off. If you go that route, start off flatbedding. That way they teach you, and that way you can start getting the big stuff, like kind of stuff that we do. But you have to get the experience. So if you're going to work for a crappy company that's going to treat you like a rented mule, at least get some skills out of the deal. That's my opinion. But at 40, I would not start in this business. But maybe you do good. I don't know. It is what you get. You gotta work your ass off. If you're not willing to work hard, if you're not willing to work as hard as a third monkey fights to get on the ark, you're not going to get anywhere. And brother, it's starting to rain. I probably butchered that joke up, but you get the idea. I probably got a lot of comments to get through here. When is your son going to start driving with you? Hopefully never. Hopefully never. I love him to death, but I want him to have a better life than this. What horsepower does Orwell have? Orwell's factory 400, and I have never, I've never done anything to the pump. So whatever was done to it in the past is the way it is. But Orwell factory, it's a 7FB variant, 3406B. That's 400 horsepower. Amy Whitney says, have you ever thought of putting train horn on Orwell? Oh yes, many times. In fact, let me reverse the camera. In fact, I was thinking about putting a like a locomotive type grab handle to do that right here. There used to be an interior piece here. That's what the hole's for. So this hose is for the regular horn valve. I was thinking about putting like a locomotive style valve there for that. And I might know where I can get one at, so that's what I was thinking. What do you think about these new electric semi-trucks they're putting on the road? I just fueled up, and I'll make it to my delivery before the first electric truck makes it halfway to the same delivery because of the charging times and the lack of range. So yeah, if you got 1,000 miles to do, I'll be there before that truck makes it halfway. I saw Oral bobtailing north Highway 41 Wednesday south of Fond du Lac, looking good. That's T-Ball 4. Yeah, I dropped my trailer at the yard and I went home. How many wrecks have you gotten into? What are you defining as wrecks? We talking fender benders or really bad crashes? I totaled one car. I was 18 when I did that. Yeah, I was 18. I wrecked one car. That was a destruction, total destruction. Pushed the bumper all the way into the front wheel into the cab. That was my first car, my Dodge Aries. Wrecked that thing. I'm done. And I did that in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, at the TA of all places, pulling into it. I missed my turn. I whipped in too quick, and I hit a truck. I hit a truck in the drives, and truck went away with nothing. I had to tow the car home. So yeah, that I had a handful of fender benders, but I had a car sideswipe me at a red light with my 379 Pete. I had another one, a sideswipe in Illinois. I got the ticket, but I beat the case though. But that was in Illinois over by Rockford. A little crap like that. I haven't been in any in the... Think about that. I don't think I've hit anything or even had anything hit me since I've been at Widmeyer's, and I've been there since 06. Shouldn't knock on wood again. So yeah, the towing company loves Frito-Lay's electric truck fleet here in California. Yeah, well, that's great. Yeah, I saw that video or thing about the electric truck climbing up Donner faster than diesel trucks. Well, I want to know how heavy that truck was. And I want to know, because Tim posted that on Facebook, he was saying Rooster would smoke that thing, literally and figuratively. But I want to know how heavy that Tesla was going up the hill. Was he full 80,000? And how much battery did he use from Reno to the top of Donner? I want to see that. So yeah, I don't think that electric crap's going anywhere. Let's see here. They push that electric lawn equipment and it's weak compared to gas. Well, you don't have to buy it. If you move to Florida, will you stay with that company? Yes, I would. Now, if I ever moved to Florida, I'd probably be driving a lot less, but I would have trucks and drivers driving for Widmeyer. So that'd be the route I'd go, which might be the future plan. But honestly, right now, the best laid plan for me is to start going down there in the dead of winter for maybe a month at a time, bring the camper, fix my boat, and take the boat down there. Honestly, that's the goal, is to get the boat, or buy a really big boat. I do have a goal in boats that I'd love to buy, but they're reasonably priced. But to spend that kind of money on a boat cash, it's not going to happen right now. And that's a 390 Sea Ray Express Cruiser from the 80s, twin 454 big block powered inboards. Not V-drives, inboards. So yeah, that's that. Oh, the towing company thing. Okay. You can't beat a cat. Used to drive a Foden Alpha 4.1 axle, owned and killed off by Packard. It had a 400 cat in it, one of the first in the UK, with a crackling Jake on it, Eaton 12 speed box. Who was that? It's Neil Thomas. Yeah, favorite state to drive through. Easy drive with great scenery. I gotta think about that. There's a lot of pretty states, but the pretty ones usually are very difficult to drive through. It's kind of weird. Cody Ryan Collins. Everybody's struggling with rates. That's just that's industry wide. Obviously do your best with your own people, but brokers are brokers, and brokers think stuff moves for free, which the load I have now found out the hard way it don't move for free, especially when you're dishonest about how much trailer space it takes. Has your engine ever gave out? Yes, back before my channel started, I lost a liner O-ring and rebuilt it. That's when I started vlogging Orwell, right, with the brand new engine. So look up on my channel, Caterpillar First Start, and that's the brand new engine I built in this truck. Are you planning on putting the Detroit in the Ford? No, plan is to run the Cummins that came out. I have to rebuild it though, but yes, plan is to keep it. Tim will hook you up with a boat, LOL. Tim ain't giving away no free boat. He might help me out with the hauling of a boat, but go 3.9, it's a 39 footer. It's 14 feet wide. I'd rather just borrow a trailer, but one day we'll see. Yes, I've thought about putting Alcoas on this truck, although it was more important to me to put a flywheel and a clutch. So yeah, that's it. Hey Steve, hook Steve up with a boat. He doesn't have what I want. If you make the Florida, check out Crystal Scallop Charter. She is my cousin and lives in Steinhatchee, Florida. My uncle goes to the Keys a lot, and was it 2 conks he told me to check out down there? We need to meet up, me and my uncle, and get down there and do that. Let's see here. Any plan for that Chevy square body? Yeah, finish it one day. I wish I could be a truck driver, but I can't have high blood pressure. Well, get on high blood pressure medication. I take blood pressure meds. Very mild, but I'm mild hypertension without medication, so I have to take the medication. It's not a big deal. And the stuff I take, it's dirt cheap. It's dirt cheap. My dad used to drive a Diamond Rio back in the late 80s, early 90s. That's Stony McDougal. When are you getting rid of the old rusty rim? Yeah, when I can, and when I want to. Is there any place in Florida that doesn't end in Hatchie? Yeah, Miami. Somebody else says he takes blood pressure meds too. Yeah, I think most truck drivers have to. Pat Bubba, how the hell do you know Bino? He's fine, but how the hell do you know him? You that old of a subscriber, or do you know him? I'm in Prairie du Chien here in Wisconsin till Monday. Yeah, I know where that's at. Are limes the best fruit? What's with this guy? You got a lime fetish? I only want to know what you do with limes, brother. Hey, Steve, hope you are doing well. That's Dwayne. Yep, so far so good. Now the sun came out, so holy crap. I'm on here for an hour and 20? Wow. Steve, how you doing, big? How are you so big from eating salads, eggs, and orange juice? Well, I don't eat a lot of, I eat my salad at home, but I eat a lot of other things too. So I eat as good as I can on the road, and I eat wholesome at home. But, look at what I do at the shop. I don't exactly not lift. I am very strong. I am a little heavy, but I am very strong, so that adds weight too. So, admittingly, I have no wind, but I am a strong guy. I mean, I'm not like going to sit here and, brag, but, let's see here. Do I ever deliver to Fabic Cat? No, but they provide me parts. Sadly, they provided me that flywheel, too. Oh, Nick's just missing with you, Steve. Love your channel. I don't even know what you're referring to there. Orwell has been a great truck for you. How long have you owned it? When did I get Orwell? 19? I think I bought him in 19. So, yeah, there we go. All right, somebody, yeah. There's another question somebody asked. Um, Duh. That's the answer to that. If you know, you know. Oh, let's see here. Might be time to just start jumping off, fire them up, and get on down the line here. So, I'm thinking what else to talk about. So, yeah, the Chapel trailer. The Chapel trailer does have a, oh, I know. Yeah, see, he knows. Yeah, the Chapel trailer is going to be something you'll see in truck shows. We're going to show it off a little bit. Not that I'm going to show it off, but you guys, when I release what I'm going to do, it'll be like, duh, that'd be a great idea. Yeah, and you'll see other people, my friends, along with it, I'm sure. So that's kind of the idea with that. It'll never haul freight. It's going to stay looking the same, but we're going to completely re-letter it, and you'll definitely know it's me going down the road. But I want it to always look like what it always was. So it's a little piece of trucking history, and it needs to stay that way. Be safe out there. Good luck. And thank you for all you do. Love your channel. Thank you. Hey, Steve, ever come through Vegas? I'll help you polish her out. That's all she needs. Yeah, there's a polish guy around here that wanted to try to do some work on it. We just never really able to get hooked up with that. But we'll get to it one of these days. So yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about was the Chapel trailer, what we're going to do with it. I really ought to stop calling it the Chapel trailer, but until I release what I'm going to do with it, I really don't know what else to call it. So there you go. Lucky you didn't blow yourself up with the hot steel falling on the torch hoses. Ugh. You know how hard it is to ignite gas like that? I mean, number one, it wasn't even the hot part that hit it, number one. Number two, you're not going to cause a major thing by... I mean, I'd have to hold a lighter to the damn hole, and even there, I think it'd be so much gas, it would just blow the flame out. If torch hoses were that dangerous, do you really think they'd be allowed to be sold in the country that easy to cut? Preacher Steve coming to a truck stop near you. No. Believe me, I ain't no preacher. Nuh-uh. I love your content as well. I get crabby when you go silent. Well, I try not to, but I'm doing my best. I want to do a live today. I just didn't have enough done to film. So Tuesday should be Monday's content. If I have time to edit it, Tuesday should be regular. Tomorrow I have more shop content. I get in the big trailer, the Chapel trailer, inside a shop when it doesn't fit. So get ready for that one. You'll love that one. And I'll be ready to drink the haterade because I'm sure they'll comment on that one too. Oh my God, you did this and that and the other. Back in the 90s, I went to the TFC Chapel trailer in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I used to haul a tank wagon with titanium dioxide to a paper mill. Yeah, that truck stop isn't even there anymore, let alone the trailer. But yeah, I remember that. But yeah, it's they were beautiful on the inside too, and they were all done in what is it, Medina, Pennsylvania? They were all built down there and hauled to the sites. They were awesome. I mean, and they are solid. They are really solid. They kept them up real good too. Keep up the good work. Be safe out there. It does get crazy sometimes. Yes, it does. Hey, you could use this as content. All right, what are we talking about there, Cody? What could I use this content? Oh, lighting the hose on fire? Nah. By the way, the hose didn't break from the melt. It broke because the sharp edge of the metal hit it against the concrete floor. That's what broke it. Have you had Orwell's transmission give the ghost? Yes, I have. In fact, that's how me and Tim Gentry started talking because he offered to help me because that was the original transmission that came with it. I towed the truck home on a company truck on the trailer, and then I replaced I took the transmission out, had it rebuilt at Badger, and then put it back in. That's the transmission I got now. So it's the same transmission, just rebuilt one. That's how me and Tim started talking because he offered to help me out with it. He was good. He was willing to come up with Brax and put a as a matter of fact, he said he had a transmission, and he was getting ready to come up to Ohio and put it in a parking lot. And I'm like, man, the truck's already home. I already got it halfway done. But that's how we started talking. So me and him started talking literally as he was helping me out to, get my truck back running again. Pat Bubba says, a small YouTuber, either stand on a soapbox or see a doctor. I don't know. You talking about me, I guess? Automatic transmissions in trucks, my opinion. Automatic transmissions is going to put the last nail in trucking's coffin. If you can't shift the standard, I'm sorry, I'm going to insult a lot of you guys. I'm sorry. But if you can't shift the standard, I don't think you have any business being out here. I'm sorry. That's my honest opinion. Let's see here. Will you be at Four State Truck Show this year in September? Oh, Joplin? Maybe. It's possible. I got to look up, see when that is. But I don't think a truck like Orwell ought to be in a show like that. I just don't think. I don't know. We'll see. Great live, Steve. You and Oral, stay safe. 1 a.m. in UK, off to my pit. I guess it means going to sleep. Tim, you're still off? If we're still on, we're waiting for Last of Roosters pulling that excavator. Yeah, he'll get that out, I'm sure. Let's see. I love your content. Really good work. When are you aiming Orwell back down south? I'm heading to North Carolina now. I'll be there Monday. My next truck will be a twin stick. That's Rednecks and Hammers says. I want to drive a twin stick. If you want a standard, you have to special order it. All trucks are special order. It's not like a car. They're all special ordered. The dealer just orders them because that's what bedwetter companies order. Couldn't agree with that opinion more. If you can't shift or back up, then you don't belong in a truck. Especially when you got to use your head with tying freight down. That's just how I feel. I mean, I'm sure there's good drivers that drive automatics. I just think that you have to drive your truck, not have your truck drive you. And if your truck drives you, you're never going to be able to get out of a sticky situation. And that's it. You know, the skilled drivers are the ones that don't have a lot of problems, and that's trucking's problem in a nutshell. I went to a valet parking lot and they only had one driver that could drive a manual shift car. Yeah, what does that tell you? But cars are different, though. It's like they're not, I don't know, even in the motoring public, but automatics are faster. That's proven fact. Fastest thing is dual clutch. But, matter of fact, you know Goldwing's making dual clutch bikes now? Goldwing, Honda Goldwing, dual clutch. Yeah, same as like a Lambo or Ferrari with like paddles. They're triggers. One's on the grip, one's on the throttle, one's on the other side. Only thing is you can't ride your friction zone and your back brake to make tight turns. The only problem with that bike. Getting close to 100,000 subs, brother. Congrats. Yeah, I got into the 90s and she started slowing down. Well, all truck manufacturers are going automatic. No, all truck manufacturers are going with the customer orders. People don't understand. Trucks are not like cars. You order every truck is special order, whether you know it or not. Just because they made one order and made 5,000 of the same thing, it's all special order. It's all individually spec'd. It's not like a car. You can't go buy a Mazda 6 with a Chevrolet engine, a Dodge transmission, and a Isuzu rear end. It don't work that way. Cars are not the same. And see, people don't know this. Even people in the trucking business don't understand trucks. There's a lot more to this business, and there's only one real way to learn, that's to do it. But still, you get the idea. Greets from Chicago Burbs. Not a trucker, but I enjoy your videos. God bless you and all hard-working professional drivers. I appreciate what you do. Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. If we went back to cursive writing and stick shift, this country would stop. No, if we went back, everybody would be forced to learn something. And smarter people would be smarter at their trades. We'd be better off. Today's industry of trucking is going down sad. Specifically, Swift and Knight is taking over. Yeah, well, you know what? I try. Same thing with Tim. I will get negative some. Tim stays out of negativity. We've talked about this off air. He tries real hard to really keep things super positive, and I'll let some negativity slide, but I want to point out why. I don't mind showing where the truck industry can do better. And if that's being negative, maybe so. But I feel like I have to point this crap out because who else will? So I'll point it out. But I try to stay positive. I try to keep a good attitude. Listen, attitude is probably the majority of it. The rest is, how you deal with it. Be problem broker, problem shipper, problem receiver. Your attitude and how slick you can be, how professional. Sometimes a driver, you get a receiver get in your face and screaming at you. Just go to your truck and call the phone. You'll call the boss, call somebody. Don't sit there and have a scream out with the shipper or receiver. Just get in your truck, make a phone call the boss. Somebody over you, even what I do. I had an issue with this load. As soon as people started getting stupid on the phone, tell them, call the bosses. I'm not the boss. Call the boss. He'll tell you. And then I call, verify, and boom, done. Problem solved. Or in this case, dispatch told me, because I don't like talking to brokers directly, especially when we got to haggle on the price, on the rate. I'm not the motor carrier. It's not my spot. And I don't want to ruin other things potentially for... Think about it. I'm one truck with one load. But what if they had other loads in the works with this guy? I don't want to mess that up. So until dispatch tells me you're off the hook, do whatever you want, well, then I start trying to be the shrewd negotiator. And that's what I did. I told him, you're going to pay me or you're going to pay someone else more. Choose. And that's what we did, shrewd negotiation. Know your business and do it. But have the good attitude. I wasn't being an ass about it. But I just said, listen, you're going to pay me or you're going to pay someone else more. And here's how it's going to happen. And he was like, oh, crap, you got a point. I'm like, okay, well, take that to your customer and you got a half hour to make the decision. If not, you're unloading the truck. That's it. You just got to stand your ground. But once they tell you, your point is the attitude. You got to have the right attitude. Don't take no crap, but don't show up with the attitude. Someone pops off with the mouth, walk away. Get in the truck, make a phone call. Let somebody else solve the problem. Because chances are, the guy you're yelling at, the shipper, receiver, it's on the ground yelling at you, that ain't the shot caller. He has a boss. And that guy has a boss. And that guy's probably the shot caller. There's probably 2 more levels between the guy that calls the shots and the guy yelling at you. Yelling at the guy yelling, you ain't going to do spit. Get in your truck, make a phone call, let the bosses handle it. Keeps you out of trouble, too. Truck for truck, same specs, only transit different. I'll change my automatic. Let's go. I don't know if we can argue about that now. By the way, former trucker now in Phoenix. Man, Phoenix, that's got to be a cool town, but I don't know if there's much. There's no water. There's no big lakes in Phoenix. Got to go to Lake Havasu. I like being at least reasonably close to water. Excuse me. Ask a young person to read an analog clock. Sit back and watch the show. How young? My sons can read analog clocks. And they knew how to count money like pocket change. I taught them that crap early. Cursive too. But I taught my sons. I want to be a trucker like you, Steve. That's Travis Williams. No, you don't. You want to be better than me. So watch what I do and improve. Watch people that do trucking the right way, like Tim Gentry. You watch Gentry and Sons Trucking? I don't know. He was on here earlier, but seriously. What's his name? Travis Williams. Travis, how old are you? Curious. How old are you? And are you in trucking now? I'm curious. We'll have to get back to there. So we'll touch base, Travis. We'll talk here personally on the chat. A lot of guys are going to want to hear that stuff. I have an idea for the Ford cab over. It might be blasphemy. We should paint it like 80. No, it's going to look exactly like it always did. If I was going to do that, I would do it with the 352. I want a W900 B model with flat top, and I'll be in business. And you think Orwell is your dream truck, Steve? If not, I could see you in an old school Mac. I actually had my dream truck, my 99 379P. I really want an extended hood 359, but that's kind of cliche now, although it's nice. I don't know what my quote dream truck would be. People still give you a hard time with a lap belt that doesn't have a shoulder strap. No, those comments kind of died off. I guess I've done the thing with often enough. Either that or enough of the haters I've blocked. One or the other, I don't know. I never had a cop give me any issue. I would hope a cop is smart enough to know an old truck. You're lucky if it has lap belts, but I've never had a law enforcement problem with it. Just comments on YouTube. Steve, I hope you really do come to the 4-State Truck Show. I'll be so excited to see you. See your truck. Everyone loves seeing a classic truck like yours. Yeah, but it's not a show truck, so I kind of got to check stuff out first. Because if it's all super shiny and everything's perfect, that ain't for me. That ain't for Orwell. So, let's see here. Neil McIntosh says hello. They need trucks with paddle shifters, make everyone old and new learn the same thing. But we need to get rid of brokers. They make direct billing customers great again, no doubt. Brian Bishop, follow Western New Yorker here as well. At Brian Bishop, follow Western New York. Christina W. I'm not sure what you're saying. I guess you're talking to somebody else. Oh, you're fellow Western New Yorker here as well. Why? I don't know why anybody stays in New York State. That state is so destroyed. I knew a guy that left for Jersey that went to New York, went up to Syracuse. There's another guy I know, and I know him fairly well. He owns a sign shop up there. But the crackheads are always stealing crap out of his business. So I'd leave. But whatever. I do want to pursue the CDL in the future when things get better, hopefully. What's the best advice you could give for pursuing a CDL? Pay cash for the school. Don't go in debt with a company, because that company will treat you like a rented mule, like an indentured servant, and you will know what it's like to have no legal representation for basically working for free. And then if you're going to go any route, get with a company that will train you in flatbedding, because that way the entire industry is open to you. Because if you start with a company swinging doors, flatbedding and heavy haul is very hard to get into without experience. But if you start off with a company that will give you the training in flatbedding, that stuff counts. So say if you work for a company like TMC, and you were there for 2 years, we could hire you and you'll make money. But if you haul for Swift and you work there for 2 years, we can't do anything with you. So that's it. Start off flatbedding. The more skills you know, the better. It takes a lot to do what Steve does. I've had my CDL over 25 years. Trucked for 1 year and had to bail. That's Joseph Baker. Trucking is a bitch, but it is what you make of it. I feel anyway. But it's not for everybody. You have to have a good home structure. I have a great home structure now. When I used to be married, not so much. Listen, trucking did not cause my divorce, but it made raising my kids very, very difficult. And getting custody of my sons, I never got custody of Sean. But when I did get custody of Matthew, Sean was already graduated, moved on. And Matthew was just getting into high school when I got custody of him. And trucking was a problem. And, man, I wish I had all the money it cost me. But let me tell you. But I got it done. So I'm not... I'm doing it. It is what it is. I did real good as a father. But, yeah, trucking's not for everybody. Sometimes the job is not good for the sacrifice of the family. Gentry seems like a stand-up guy, too. Thank you for your old-school work ethic. That's JA98470. Thank you. We try hard. No more shop accidents this week? Nope. No, and to be honest, that really was that bad of an accident. But it was video-worthy. And now I thought it was funny. But that day, you heard when I broke that hose, I put the welding hood down. I'm like, I wanted to go home. I was like, I'm going home. I'm out of here. I had to go home. I had to go get new hose. Trucking ain't easy, but once it's in your blood, you'll miss it when you can't anymore. That is very true. Have you ever seen new cab overs? I don't know they make them. Freightliner is the only domestic United States made cab over that's in the United States market. Freightliner. If you ever saw, I don't know which one of the Transformers, but can't think of his name. The bad guy. He was a pistol in the car. Megatron was a Freightliner cab over. Kind of a new Argosy, so to speak. I don't know what they call them now. I had a stroke, but I'm out here getting to it. Like they say, if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. No doubt about it. Greetings from Argentina. Travis says he's 16. Did I miss him? All right, Travis, here's the thing, right? You're 16 years old. All right, here's what you do. So here's what you do, right? What you do, you get through high school, get your diploma. I don't care. Sit there, do what you got to do, get your diploma. GED is good, but trust me, in life, more doors open for you with high school diploma. Give the teachers the blah, 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 parrot the bull crap they want you I want you to spew out, get your grade, get your diploma, get the F out of there, okay? Then move on to something bigger. You get out of high school, you're 18, closing on 19. You could drive intrastate, meaning you could stay within your state with truck, but you can't get out of state till you're 21. That's the way it is. Maybe you go to school, college, go military maybe. I don't know. I went military. Do something. And then once you turn 21, start looking into CDL school. Figure out a way through schools, government grant, whatever. Get them to put you through your CDL school. Get it to where you don't. In other words, when you turn 21, you could go to Swift, big companies like that, and they'll put you through school, but you got to promise you'll work for them for X amount of time. And they will treat you like a total bitch. And they will abuse you because you're indentured to them. You owe them money. You probably owe them 6, 7, 8 grand for the school. And they will treat you like so. They will give you the worst. They will treat you the worst. They will literally treat you like they own you because you're in debt to them. They do. That's how that works. If you quit, they put a judgment against you. You owe them a boatload of money. By the way, their schools are overpriced, so you owe them more than fair market value for your school. So whatever you do, do not let a trucking company pay for your school. Get it done yourself. Then you can go anywhere you want. And at that point, I recommend getting into flatbedding because the most skills you get, the most you get paid later on. Like I said, if you start working for Swift, you work there for 2 years, we can't touch you. You have no flatbed experience, we can't hire you. If you come out of a place like, say, TMC or Mercer back in the day, I don't even know if they're around anymore. ATS, what was it, Anderson? Get in a company like them. Work for there for 2 years, we can hire you. See the difference? You can always go back to swinging doors later. But that's the advice I'll give you. But at 16, get your diploma. No matter what you got to do, get that freaking diploma. World opens up with that diploma. I'm telling you, trust me on that. Education is key. Not everybody's made to be a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, on and on and on. People in the trades. But trust me, the more education you get, the better in your trade you become. Get your education. Back to the New York thing. Christina W. Home is where the heart is, and my entire family is here. Yeah, but Ohio's down the road, and it's not that hard to visit family. Hey, my family's in Texas now. I live in Wisconsin, so I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I would never stay in a depressed state. But it's ironic here in Wisconsin, it's not so bad, but Wisconsin's changing. Michigan is worse. But in the side-by-side world with the razors and stuff, you could do a lot more in Michigan. It's funny. In Michigan, you have more freedom for the off-road stuff, but nothing else. In Wisconsin, it's different. I moved out of Jersey because that state was ruined. And I left my family, not behind, I still visited. So I guess to each his own, you do what you got to do. But New York, I knew people. I used to date a girl that was from Rochester. And let me tell you, Rochester, that's Rottenchester. If I got injured in Rochester, New York, I would request somebody drag my injured body way the hell away from there and then call 911 so I go to somewhere decent. Yeah, me and upstate New York did not get along well, and there's a lot of reasons for that. FSC Trucking, what started your inspiration to get into truck driving? My mom's cousin Linda, her husband, bought a brand new, the first year 379 came out. It was a black flat top with a Cummins in it, 4 1/4. I remember he said that. I think it was 18 or 13 speed, I don't remember. It was black, flat top, big, long, extended hood, beautiful truck. From that day forward, I always wanted a Peterbilt just like that. And many years later, I wound up buying a 379 just like that, but mine was yellow and used. But he's one of the bigger reasons. We used to go to New York City a lot when I was even younger than that. And we used to see a doctor because I have alopecia. That's why I have no hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. And then we had a doctor that was starting to see me and treat me when I was really young. I was like 8 years old. And we used to go to New York City a lot, Manhattan. And this doctor would try to look me over and figure out how to help me. And we used to go back and forth there quite frequently. We used to ride up and down the Jersey Turnpike. We get on at exit 9, and we get off, go over We would take the Goethals Bridge, go over. So what is that, 13A, I think it is? So we run from 9 to 13A, and my mom run on the, I guess we had a signal drop for a minute. Well, somebody dropped a super chat. I got to check that out here in a minute. So, yeah, we get on at 9, get off to go over the Goethals Bridge, so we cross into Manhattan through the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Yeah, that's how it went. Goethals, Verrazano, Brooklyn Battery up into Manhattan. But in that highway trip, we'd always ride next to the trucks, and I would look at the trucks. I thought they were cool. And then when my mom's cousin's husband bought a truck, I got to see it was practically brand new. And man, from that day on, I always wanted a Peterbilt. So yeah, that's kind of where it started. But I always liked trucks. I mean, I played with trucks since I couldn't even talk. So that's how it goes. I do want to get into flatbedding for heavy hauling, as that is my dream job. It's Jamin Man. Well, like I said, you got to start off with a company that'll take a rookie that will train you. And once you get experience doing that, that's when bigger companies that do the heavier stuff will start to take you serious. But you got to get in with a smaller, either a real small outfit that will train, but you got to have your CDL first, and you got to get with a company that'll give you flatbed training and get the experience. There's a lot of experience with just small, legal flatbed loads. Do not want to get, I read that one, sorry. My dad was a trucker since the 40s, grew up with this kind of stories my whole life. Last truck was 73 Freightliner cab over, 2 axles set up for pulling doubles. Not a driver here. Mom killed that. Well, if your dad was a trucker since the 40s, I imagine you're up in years now too, probably around mine, or he'd be older than me, I guess, because my dad was born in the 40s, so he's late 70s, so, and I'm 46. So he'd probably up there now, but yeah. What is the most stupid thing you saw while trucking? It's something a four-wheeler did, I guarantee you. Hey, Steve, I watch your show on Orwell, too. It's Jerry Morano. I think that's how you pronounce that. Paint your tandem with... whatever. Steve, would you ever go and haul on the Alaskan Ice Road? I'd love to try, but I don't know. I think the TV show killed that. And sheesh, I swear something telling me don't do flat, but I'm trying to work on my doubles and triples. That's freeway. Well, freeway's probably rather have a Model 85. They're both the same, just like those short hood years. I drove for Orzog Mortar Lines out of Memphis, Tennessee. I miss trucking so much. Did it for 30 years. It was so hard to have to stop. What stopped you, Sean? I'm curious. I have a house here, probably going to sell. Wife and son live in Missouri, and my daughter's still going to college here, so as soon as I'm done dealing with the house, I'm out. Yeah, once Matt left, I started having that whole thing, what do I do with my life now? We're empty nesters now, officially. Now I start to wonder what I'm going to do. See here, Steve tells like it is. Yeah, I do. I think I saw a young one thinking about getting into trucking. Should go a 2-week-year tech school for diesel mechanic if you want to be owner-operator someday. Well, it certainly can't hurt. But a lot is learned the hard way, unfortunately. Travis, tech schools in Georgia, CDL classes, much more affordable. See, there we go. What's... Christina W, 100% agree. Oh, talking to somebody else. I don't know what we're agreeing to. Oh, the school thing, probably. I don't know what state you're in, Travis. Get a job hauling dirt in the pit. Usually good start in doing dump truck. That at 16, living back home in Hawaii is what I did. Super Trucker Dan is at Mercer. Yeah, but they're an owner-op. Yeah, that's right. But they take owner-ops too. And they got company trucks, I'm pretty sure of. So that might be a good place to start. Reach out to him. He might give you good advice. I don't know Super Trucker Dan. I've never met him. I saw him at Max, but everybody was just too busy in and out, so I didn't get a chance to talk to him. But yeah, he'd probably be a good resource. Look that up. There's that super chat. Some homeless dog gave me $1.99. I run tanker, hazmat. Tanker is where it's at, bro. I mean, you got to know something to haul tank. I mean, it's definitely not swinging doors for sure. But think about it. For the YouTube views, tanker would be quite boring. It always looks the same. But Yeah, I mean, I never mess with tanker other than pneumatic tankers. Plastic pellets and cement. Let's see here. I went to, I guess it's NTTS in Syracuse for school. The first company I drove for was Arrow. Yeah, but I hope you weren't there when they decided to close up shop. Pat Bubba, I can't drive 55. No, man, me neither. Definitely go to driving school, not a company school. Once you get your license, you drive dump trucks or something till you turn 21, then flatbed for sure. There you go. Yeah, just get your Class A CDL. You can still drive dump truck. That's Class B. But do something in that gap between when you get out of high school and turn 21 for sure. But do not be an indentured servant for a company. Steve, are you Italian? That says Nick asked that. My mother is Italian. My mother's maiden name is Carbonaro, and she married my dad, James Feschek. My mother's side is Cardinali and Carbonaro. Carbonaro is my grandfather, Albert Carbonaro, and my grandmother, my mom's mom, was born Francesca Cardinali. Actually, my grandfather's real name, his parents named him, was Umberto. But the school system in New York called him Albert. So, legal name Albert. But yes, my mother's the Italian. My dad's Polish and Ukrainian. The name is Ukrainian. My grandmother on my dad's side was Polish. And they were from Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre. Homeless dog, I run pneumatic tankers and love me. Always wanted to get my tanker endorsement, kind of jealous. Remember you yelling at the Kenworth T660 went through New York. Yeah, that was upstate. That was up with, what was that girl's name I was just talking to a little bit ago? Katrina or Catherine or whatever. Sorry, I'm bad at remembering names. Yeah, I was up there. And the GPS was going off, and it was the truck route for a local delivery, and the GPS wasn't agreeing with me, and I had to turn it off, so I was yelling at it. Shut up, shut up! Lime, I don't know what the most stupid thing is that I ever saw while trucking. I mean, a lot of dumb crap. There's cars pulling in front, brake checking. I don't know, the most stupid thing? I don't know. 2 lot lizards beating himself up. That was funny. I'll have to tell that story one day. Good God, that was priceless. It was right next to me, too. Like, I was sitting in a truck. It happened right outside my truck. I mean, that was the best fight I think I've ever seen, to be honest. Let's see here. You can still get me. You could still get you me permit, Travis. What? I can't. Nobody knows punctuation. Does anybody graduate school? Madison, I'm not trying to be mean, but these are so hard to read because there's no punctuation. This is how it's written. I'll try. I'm not picking on you, but I guess I am. But don't take it personally. Punctuation, seriously, it's so hard. I can't read the comments. It's different long. You can still get you me permit, Travis, to start off in the pit is good. Stripes to start off, though, if you can find some to hire before you go to school. But you need to go now. It's the new law, 2021. Whew. I knew I'd get through it. All right, seriously, I'm busting chops. Don't take it personally, but seriously. I run hot liquid asphalt tanker, end up in flatbed steel in the winter when it's slow. I'm able to gain a lot of experience and still run tank. That's some homeless dog. That's a funny name. I love that. Do you think that most drivers don't respect the size of trucks? Not even close, Steve Anderson. They don't respect nothing. It's weird how it works. Time to go bang around the shop. Got to make that money. I've been looking for new content. Be safe. It's Rednecks and Hammers. Absolutely. DJ Plass says 67 years old. Steve Anderson, some drivers think they are the only thing on the road. That's true. Steve, you know what company will take me? I have a violation. It's bad, but not bad. It's SAP program. But I already paid the monthly. What are you trying to say? You got a DUI? I don't know what you're trying to say. There are companies that'll take you. Some companies won't. Just got to call around and find out. My health couldn't pass the DOT physical. There's nothing they can do to fix it. At least just to get you through. That stinks, man. I hate when guys have that happen to them. I mean, the government does not help The government does not want people to earn a living, I'll tell you. We'll rebuild the engine for the Ford and the 352. So the plan for the engine for the Ford is to run the Cummins unless a better deal comes along. And it's got to be financially better than rebuilding the engine I have. The 352, I might have to modify that because I don't think that engine can have Jakes. And I don't really want to have an engine out there without Jakes. But I think I could change the head and still have a good engine there. But those are not like special trucks. Those are average trucks for the average day, and it's probably all they're ever going to be. But as of now, unless it's financially better to do something else, I'll keep the engines I have and rebuild them. That's what I'm thinking. Roman Walker had to leave the industry because of multiple sclerosis. Yeah, I know a guy that had that happen to him. That took him down too. That's hard to see, man. I feel for that stuff, man. That's terrible. Great live feed. Enjoyed the comments too. Good night. Safe travels. God bless everyone. Yeah, I got to start getting out of here too. I've been yapping for 2 hours now. If you're looking to get a CDL, make sure you get test out in a... Yes, that's the other thing. What was that kid's name? He was 16 years old. Yes, take your test in a manual. Get your... Otherwise, you're going to be automatic restriction on your CDL. And a lot of companies... I mean, you could work for a bedwetter company, these ATA people that pay you peanuts, but I think a lot of companies like me, if you want a good driver, you got to be able to shift gears. So yeah, take your test with the manual for sure. You could put a later head and pistons on an A motor so you can use Jakes. Can you do that? I imagine you can. I don't think the difference is the block. I think it's the head. I think it's just the fact there's pre-combustion chambers, I think. Do I ever haul combines? Never have, but if the price was right, we'd do it. I just haven't ever done it yet. Deanna Smallwood says, hello from Kentucky. My husband loves watching you. Why do I think... I don't know, I've met a couple of husbands and wives that came up to me like that. Deanna, have I met you in Michigan with your husband? I don't know why. That name sounds familiar, but positive. If not, hello from Kentucky. Your husband loves watching me. All right, well, that's cool. That's awesome. I don't know how to say that. It sounds cliche when I say thanks for watching, but seriously, thanks for watching because I wouldn't have the channel or the blessings that my life has and the stuff I do if I didn't have the channel and you guys weren't watching. So yeah, thank you. That seriously mean that. I honestly mean that. Steve, does your fan in your truck still work? The one hanging under my CB? No, that one's dead. I have it disconnected. Something's wrong with it. I just disconnected it. I could get another one though. Pat Bubba, I'm going to search East Terminal Railway. He hasn't put out any videos in a long time. And to be honest, the way Brian was talking, I think he's losing his ass. I hope he can pull that out. I really do. I love the long shot short line, but I wish him the best. I just think he's gonna have a problem with that. He hasn't put out any content in a long time. That's why I think that. But I could be wrong. I hope I am. Hey Steve, I know you've been all over the country. What is your favorite state besides the one you live in that you've seen had excellent view from the windshield? As someone asked it earlier, it's hard to say. Montana is an awesome state. If you're heavy, you got to drive in it with some sense, especially out by the Idaho line. Wyoming's beautiful. Arizona, I love. I grew up on the East Coast, so West Coast is very different. So to me, there's a lot of beauty in that. There's a lot of beauty in nothing. Drive across Kansas, it's flat as a board, but that is pretty out there. It's a lot of beauty all over this country. You got to drive it to experience it. Probably one of those amazing sights is on Interstate 8 when you're coming east or west into San Diego. There's like these massive, massive rocks. They look like pebbles, but they're huge. They're the size of buildings. And it looks like God just dropped his marbles all over the place over there. And it's amazing to see. Those who've been out there have seen it. It's beautiful. It's right before you get into San Diego on 8. That's probably the most beautiful, amazing sights. But man, Colorado's awesome. There's just so much. It's all beautiful in reality. Sean McCarty, had to quit due to my health. I would never quit willingly. Yeah, I hate that, man. And I can only write so much. Nah, you can only write so much, and punctuation will take up space. My bad. That was a few typos. Yeah, well, if you're not going to put punctuation, keep it short and sweet. That's all I can recommend. It's hard to read them. That's all. It really is. Oh my God, would you have loved to have been sitting next to you watching the lot lizard fight? We would have sat there and placed bets. Oh, and after it was, if you had to have placed bets early. I'm trying to think. If you looked at the both of them, you'd have put even odds on both. To be honest, just the appearance of them. But yeah, it was. Oh, that fight was brutal. That was brutal. But the one that was losing was too busy screaming for help than fighting, and I wasn't getting involved in that. So, Steve, what's your take on electric trucks? Yeah, they're good for going from here to there, but if you need to go further than there, they ain't happening. And there ain't. I'm not meaning like there. I mean like just over there. Let's see here. I've had my CDL for 4.5 years. Really want my manual transmission endorsement. What's the best way to practice that? Never drove stick, sadly. You're gonna have to find somebody to donate a truck to teach you, or I don't know, maybe rent. Not even rent one. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, maybe you got to know somebody. But even there, you could not legally drive my truck because your CDL restricts it. So I don't know the legal route to get that. Somebody probably can figure that out, but I don't know the legal route. Legally, you could not drive this truck, even to practice. Excuse me. That is, unless you're like on a private lot or something. Sir, you, sir, are the best cab overs on YouTube. Oh, I'd argue that. But thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. Do you obey the signs that say no Jake use? I mean, if you have to stop, you stop. I meant to get his permit, get hired in the pit hauling dirt until he can go to school. Yeah, there you go. But he's still in high school now, that one kid that was talking, so he's got to wait for he can do that. Automatic trucks are an abomination, in my opinion. I agree. Oh, I have a violation in SAP class, which is a drug class I got to do. But I already paid the class. Well, do what you got to do. I know guys that got pinched and did time for dope, and they're driving. They're driving today, so it's not a death sentence. Put it to you like that. We love his accent, especially when Steve gets snappy. Yeah, I guess I do. Get a couple beers in me, it gets worse. Get a couple shots and forget about it. See, there you go. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh, yeah. You rock, Steve. Never stop being you. Have a great night and stay safe. Thanks, Chuck. I always do. My right side is lazy, so I got to drive an auto. Well, at least they take off a little faster. We still got to shift. See, have you ever been to West Tennessee area? Yeah, I've been all over. I had a couple of videos picking stuff up and dropping off in Memphis. Push rods are too long for Jakes. Is that what it is? Push rods are too long for Jakes? No. There are Jakes that can get, or there are A's that can get Jakes on them. It has to do with the head. Maybe the head is a different thickness because of the pre-combustion chambers. I don't know. Maybe the push rods are part of the issue, but not all of the issue. I don't know. It's a real good question. I will dig into that and get the answers one day, but I have way many other things to figure out. Cody Ryan Collins is just wondering, does Widmeyer have automatic trucks? No. They order them with standard shifts, 13 speeds, in fact. The Freightliners, turned out that Freightliner had a Detroit in it, and the Kenworths are Cummins, but they're all 13 speeds. I'm not going to say they'll never order with automatics, but as of right now, all the trucks are standard shifts, and I think that they have the same feeling I do. If you can't shift, you ain't going to tie down worth of crap. The Fat Man says, hey, from Fort Lauderdale. Oh, man, I'm jealous. In a couple months, I'll even be more jealous. Steve, my boy, just wait till you get that 100, he means 100,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers, man. We will have a drink of hen just We will have. I'll tell you what. I crack 100,000. I think I'll be popping off some Blue Label, brother. I think that's worth the. I think that's worth the $300 to get a bottle of Blue for hitting 100K. I'll get there one day. I'm working on it. Pat Bubba just looked. His last video was 3-4 months ago. Oh, yeah. East Terminal Railway. Yeah, and he was just rail fanning in those videos. He really wasn't showing off his stuff. So either like I said, other guys don't know what I'm talking about. There's a YouTube channel called East Terminal Railway. This older gentleman with his son bought an abandoned rail line. He was hoping to reactivate and use for car storage, truck train transload, which I honestly was looking into doing that something north of here, actually. I actually wanted Appleton, but they wanted to lease the property, and I'd have to repair the rails, and I wasn't repairing other people's infrastructure. Just for them to raise the rent and kick me out. So, no, I wasn't going to do that. But I was looking into something like that. But yeah, that's what they were trying to do, and it's a hard business to get into. So, he spent a lot of money to get it, started rail rehabbing, and made a bunch of videos, and they were real cool. But he hasn't made any videos in a while, and sadly, I think it's because it's just not working out. That doesn't mean he gave up. I just think that he just doesn't have any content, which, that's okay. Ogden, Utah is a beautiful place. Yes, it is very beautiful out there. My favorite route is from Tennessee to Florida. I was hauling mail for BB Transportation. Eric says, thank you, Steve. Always be safe. I always try. Do you ever have any plans on coming to West Tennessee? I'd love to get a picture by Orwell. That would be awesome. Best way to do that is to find like shows or meet and greets that I'm going to go to. And with my plans for the chapel trailer, there'll be a lot more of that coming up. It won't be a chapel, but I plan on running that trailer around a bunch, especially in the summer. My papa has 2 international cab overs with farm tags on them. That's how I'm learning how to drive. I have thought about trucking, but what better way to learn than in a cab over? Yes, and to be honest, if the shifters in that international are worn out, you'll really learn shifting. If you ever drive a conventional, you'll find out it's a lot easier in a conventional, just less linkages. Drove I-8 and seen no trucks because of Mexican. There's not a lot of trucking on down there. It's kind of, there's just not that much out there, and there's no truck stops to speak of in that area I was talking about. Wyoming is beautiful until 80 shuts down. Kansas is beautiful when the wheat's up. And east of 25 out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that's a pretty area out there too. People have to be open about all things around, otherwise you see nothing. Keep on being interested, no doubt. What type of semi do you recommend to buy and what year? To me, the best ever trucks for the current regulation environment is anything built 1999 and older. Anything electronic, which your E-model Cat, your 3406B. Now that's mechanical like I have. But if you're going to go the electronic route, you want 60 series Detroits, like your 11.1, your 12.7s, maybe your 14 liters. You want the truck manufactured before year 2000, specifically 99, because you're not ELD exempt until, if your 2000 model year is exempt if your engine is 99. If your engine's 2000, you're putting an ELD. You're also pre-emissions with your pre-2000s. So 99 and older, and say about 93 and up, you start getting into your electronic engine. So that's probably about the best power to efficiency and better regulatory environment. Now, if they stick speed limiters, then you're going to wish you had a mechanical. So everything I own is mechanical, and that might be why, but we'll see how it turns in the future here. With Swift, I left my trainer at the truck stop. Never knew he got out while I was fueling. That's actually a common thing. I had a buddy of mine that used to team with his dad. This is before cell phones. And he made a good distance before he figured out his father was left back about 200 miles. Steve, basically your truck is like a yard dog truck, but just bigger. I guess. Think you got to take a test again and change it over to manual. Yeah, probably. So that's never, ever, ever get one with a manual. Get it with an automatic. You always want that manual for sure. I should have said it earlier, but I never think about automatics. So, some homeless dog for $1.99 says, look for community college for manual testing. There you go. Should be a lot easier, because you really ought to just have to take the test. You shouldn't really have to go through the school. That ought to be infinitely cheaper, and they provide you the equipment, right? What good is a company trainer? Seems simple. No lot lizards, the speed limit, don't cross the fog lines, and don't park in the fuel islands for soda water. Okay. See, I try to actually be educational, not just entertainment. Believe it or not, I am trying to be educational. Not a fan of that channel. He's alright, but I think a lot of times that stuff he promotes and puts on there for views, there's reasons guys do what they do. Now, there's some of the stuff guys just got no skin in the game and they're complete idiots. But sometimes people do what they do, and there's a reason for it. And somebody gets their cell phone and sends them the video, and there's a reason for that. And the true bonehead is the guy filming, not the guy that's doing what he's doing for a reason. But whatever, it makes money on YouTube, I guess. Which is funny, he doesn't even provide the content. Maybe he is smarter than me, because I have to produce my content. He just gets stuff someone gives him for free and puts it up, makes more money than me. Man, I am the idiot. Sorry, I'll recant everything I said. I'm the idiot. Driving was my life and was all I ever knew and did. I can only sit and watch you and Tim and some others and think of the good times. It's Sean McCarty. Man, you can make me shed a tear, brother. Come on now. You know, I'm glad we make you feel good about things, but trust me, there's more to life than trucking. Get out there and find something. Do what you can. Whatever you can, go do it. Also, get your hazmat endorsements. Also, can you get your hazmat with a felony? Just no violent or treason charges. Some homeless dog, hazmat loads do not pay enough for the problem unless you're doing you do the tanker deal. For me, hazmat ain't worth the cost. I don't have it. I just get the TWIC card. Hazmats ain't for me. If I had tanker, but I don't know what you can and can't do with records. So talk to some homeless dog about that. He can steer you better. Steve, Servos followers on your channel. Remember when Teen Matt drove your yellow cab over? It was cool. Yeah, that was. That's how you teach him. He can still do it too, I guarantee. Let's see. Thank you, sir, for all the effort making these videos. Best channel on YouTube. Best wishes from mine in Ireland. Stay safe. Keep safe, and best wishes. Thank you very much, Michael McCormick. Or is it McCormack? It looks a little more pronounced. Some homeless dog. Hazmat Community College here in Hazard, Kentucky. Teach to drive truck, and they teach manual trucks. No, you can't. You can only get 200 horsepower Jakes. You can only get 200 horsepower Jakes for A model, or it will bend the push rods too long. Trust me, I've tried everything. You trying to tell me that A model's junk? Yeah. Freeway question: is it your way or the high? At freeway question: is it your way or the highway? You're talking to someone else. Stacy was on the road 48 years. Just retired in 2020, age of 75. Drove all over 48 states, and I still miss it. Enjoy watching your videos. Well, Frank Leonard, you're the guy that ought to be talking, not me. Because you're the guy that's probably been there, done that, and can train it. Why would someone get a CDL and not learn how to shift a standard transmission? I don't know. It's so easy to get over on a new guy now. It really is. The answer was, Alan, because some schools don't teach that, only automatic. Well, then no school needs to step up. Or find a different school. It's more than one game in town. Hey, Steve, been a long-time follower, 24-year driver. I haven't heard your impressions lately about your green APU. I have a tri-pack with nothing but issues, and I'm thinking about switching. Any regrets? Jeffrey Hart, no. Green APU has been a godsend to me at Orwell. And I'm not saying that just because I got one. Trust me, it's a great unit. I have not had any problems with it at all. I did a video where it started after sitting 5 weeks in like 18-degree weather, cranked up, kicked right over, warmed the truck up reasonably quick. And if there are any problems, if you follow my videos, they'll tell you straight up. All equipment will break and give you problems. The thing with green APU is they will be very diligent in striving to solve your problems should one arise. They are largely based on automotive components that can be bought at any auto parts store for a lot of components, either pulleys, air conditioning compressors, and so on. Stuff like that, belts. A lot of that stuff is based on automotive stuff that can easily be gotten at any Napa, O'Reilly's, you name it. So if they can't fix it for you, if you can't get it to them, they could probably help you fix it. So their big thing is uptime. That's their big thing. So no regrets. I love the unit. It's a great unit. And no, it's Tri-Pack. I don't have personal experience with them, but I hear that they are not the best, and they would never do a custom job like putting mine on. So there's that end of it too. Hey Steve, my buddy says he works for Walmart, at Walmart. What's going on, man? This driver drove by and recognized my truck, so I had to stop and say hi. So Walmart's going all automatics. Well, they aren't hiring skilled drivers. I don't know what to say. Scott Reed sent $9.99. He didn't say anything, but thanks, Scott. Thanks for the $1.99. After fixing the cab over, is any different in your diesel mileage? What do you mean by fixing it? I mean, it's an old truck. It burns more fuel than room. BDO says, what's an ELD? Electronic logging device, or E-logs. Electronic logbooks, that kind of thing. 99 back to 84, old truck had fuses. 84 up, needs circuit breakers. 99 back to 84, old trucks had fuses. Well, Orwell has circuit breakers and some fuses, but you gotta open a dash to get to the fuses. But those might not be factory. How come you don't shift with your Jake brakes on? Just curious. Well, my Jake brake switch is broken, so it'll turn the Jakes on at any time. The switch at the throttle, so I manually kick it on with my switch. So I've got to get with Caterpillar and get a new Jake brake throttle switch, which is also the low idle adjustment. So I got to get that. Hello, Steve, coming at you from Montgomery Heights, Illinois, here on the Fox River. Yeah, believe it or not, it's the same Fox River that goes right by me. Did you get your Twick? Oh yeah, long ago. In fact, I did a little video. I talked about. I don't know if you guys remember that lady Kedra that helped me out, that does the escorted service down there. If you don't have your Twick car, she can get you on and off the ports. She helped me out a lot. She reached out to me the other day, and they got a little YouTube channel going up too. It's Brown Twick Escort Service. And I think that's their YouTube channel. You should go check them out. Tell them I said hi. But yeah, man, Kedra hooked me up big time. Her husband drives truck too, so they are great. Well, I didn't meet her husband. I talked to him. What's his name? Oscar. His name was Oscar. I talked to him on the phone, and they're great people. I would take them out to dinner next time I get down that way one of these times. But they are great people. Let me tell you, in the trucking industry, you do meet some of the best people. Let me tell you. Jesse and Jesse James says, how are you doing today? I am doing fine. So far, so good. I guess I'll keep the live going as long as I still got light here. But it's getting dark. I'm in Wisconsin right now, heading to North Carolina soon. I work for a Freightinic says, Steve, I work for a repair garage. The worst thing he invented was the DPF filter. So much downtime due to plug DPF. Yeah, I don't have that problem. So, yeah. Scott Reed for $9.99 says, hey, get out of here, wise guy. No, say, hey, get out of here, wise guy. I don't know whether I said it. I guess it was worth $10. Would you let Matt drive Orwell around the shop? He asked that, and the answer was no, only because if he broke the other truck, I'm not out anything. He breaks this, I'm in deep crap, so let's not do that. Matt drives motorcycle like a madman. He really should have a sport bike for the way he rides that Vulcan. He is really, really good. As his father, it's frightening, but he is that good. I'm trying to talk him to get into aviation, actually. I might know a way to do that. It was fun seeing you drive the Green Goblin truck. That fun was putting up a fight with you. I forgot. I keep forgetting that type of 15 speed has the last two gears that are backwards. High gear is against the dash. And I keep forgetting that, and that's where it kept getting me wrong. And then it's got deep reduction, which you can accidentally put in the high range. And yeah, that's how it got me. So, but I muddled through it. Let's see here. I believe that you can be inferred with somebody. Certainly Steve doesn't watch. I believe that it can be inferred that with some certainty Steve doesn't watch Bonehead Truckers. I got no personal beef with the guy. In fact, I'm pretty sure he reached out to me to take or capture one of my videos of somebody that did some real stupid crap. And at the time, I didn't know who he was, and I had just said, I just let it be. I just feel that his content is given to him by other people, and he puts it out there. And it shows the real bad part of this industry, and it makes the whole industry look bad. But then the other thing is that the guys that are filming for him aren't always smart enough to know that there's a reason why the accused bonehead is doing said bonehead move. So there's both sides to that, right? And that's how I see it. So it's an entertaining channel. If that kind of trash entertains you, as he says, it's not my cup of tea. I have no personal beef with the guy. He makes a good living at it, and I don't take away a guy's ability to earn a living. It's just not a positive thing for the channel, and I think it should be. I try to educate and be entertaining, which is not necessarily easy to do. But to each his own. Yo, Steve, what's up? Love your content. Was great seeing Orwell at Matt's. That's Jackknife TV. Yeah, I met a lot of people. I don't remember every specific person, but yeah. I'm glad to meet a lot of people over there, too. I'm heading out for the night, so good night. That's Travis Williams. All right, that's that 16-year-old. All right, man, I hope you got good advice. Before you go, like I said, do not take training from a trucking company. Get your training privately through private school. Get it through community college, and absolutely get your standard endorsement. Do not get your restriction, automatic restriction. Don't let that happen. You go that route. Go flatbedding. Maybe the other guy said drive local dump trucks, stuff like that. Do that kind of work till you get 21 and you get your CDL for interstate, and then hammer down. Do your thing. Shoot, if you do it that way, by the time you're 21, you might have enough knowledge to understand what you're doing and some money saved up to buy your own rig and do your own thing. You never know. Good luck to you, Travis. George Wilson, it's a big achievement for me to learn a 10-speed Road Ranger. Once I learned that, I cannot drive my girlfriend's 5-speed Toyota. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I try to, even driving my old Ford pickup, I would still try to float the gears. And that's a synchronized transmission, so if you screw it up, it yells at you. Love your channel, man. So many trucking channels out there just don't gear jam just for clicks. For example, I delivered to a cruise ship in my semi. Dock bumping and clock jockeys. That's the opinion of some homeless dog. Yeah, I know the video you're talking about. I've seen it. It's you know, it is what it is. Do you still have the paper logbook? If so, will you have to go electronic soon? No, I will not have to go electronic ever because there's no ECM to hook an electronic log to. So, Orwell is exempt. Paper log it is. It's right there. What are your thoughts on gliders? And are you not driving and you're not driving a modern truck? Gliders are either illegal now or extremely hard to do. Fitzgerald ruined that. They mass-produced so many gliders that the government put a stop to it. And it was a good business market for Fitzgerald, but once they completely overloaded the market, you knew the government was going to shut that down in a hurry. So if you're going to do gliders, you're, I don't know if you can, but if you're going to, you're going to probably have to do them yourself, because I had a buddy of mine that had a Fitzgerald glider kit. It was a great truck. It had a Detroit, it was a 14-liter or 12.7 in it. Great truck. It was a 389 Pete. Go way, way, way back in videos. Alien Green 389 Pete. Great truck. But, yeah. Too many gliders. Government shut them down. Well, let's see. You guys put down a lot lizards, but hope up the escort service. Talking about a TWIC escort, guys. People that escort people without TWIC cards in and out of the ports. Get your head out of the gutter. Come on. Oh, they're explaining some severe storms, so please be safe. I don't know where that's at. I'm gonna get out of here soon. It's time to get strolling. Been 2 hours, 30 minutes. Holy crap. Yellow truck has name Elvira, or Elvira, however you pronounce it. I don't honestly know how to pronounce it. On the side door, will you still use that name? Maggie is not interested in her CD. Alright, so yellow truck has Elvira on the door. Will you use that name? When she is old enough, will you help Maggie with CDL if she's interested? Yeah, I'd help Maggie out, obviously, but I don't. Maggie's a welder by trade, and she's damn good. So it'd be a crime for her to do that. I know a guy lives up north of me that knew the guy that sold me my 352. That man, I understand, is dead, and that name Elvira or Elvira was his daughter that passed away. If I'm gonna name that truck after that lady who's deceased, I think I need to find out from somebody who knew the guy before I do that. But I know him, and he's probably watching this, and I'll ask. I have his name, I have his number. I'll reach out. It's not a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind. What else would I name the truck? Have I ever been to Canadians or Alaska? No, I've been to Canada, Quebec, and the Ontario. That's it. Never been to Alaska. Boneheads is real strong on good and continuing training. Yeah, but he's not promoting a positive image of the trucking industry. He might say it, but his content is showing how bad these guys are. I'm just saying, I'm not going to get in the whole thing with him. I'm not going to get a pissing contest with him. I just think that it's not a positive image. But, whatever. Am I a role model? Trust me, I'm not. Yeah, how much we got to want you to dream about hauling reefer? That's what I started with. I will never, ever haul reefer again. I like to not drive. Let me play this. I like to get paid for my time, and I would rather not sit at loading docks 40 hours a week doing nothing and then have to drive the others. Reefers is not for me. Oh, man. I don't even know how much more I got going here. I got to start looking at getting out of here, guys. This is a stupid question. What is a glider? Omar Youssef says he doesn't know what a glider is. Okay, a glider was a new truck with an old engine, and it'd be legal because the old engine... Well, here's an example, right? Orwell was built in 1984 with a 1984 model year engine. To put this engine in a newer truck, the new truck has to... Orwell meets emission standards for 1984, not 1995, right? So if in 1995 I bought a brand new truck minus the engine, if I turned in the VIN number for Orwell, thus destroying the truck, I can take the engine out of Orwell and put it in the brand new truck and only have to meet the emissions requirements for the year the engine was built, being 1984. So glider kits were a legal way to put older engines, more reliable and ELD exempt, in brand new trucks. But there was a company out there called Fitzgerald Glider Kit, and they mass produced them. And everybody wanted to buy them because they were worth the money and way cheaper to operate because they were older engines in brand new trucks. No, the government didn't like that. EPA got pissed, and EPA was like, the end of that. So there you go. I'm not blaming Fitzgerald. It's just they oversaturated the market to where the government couldn't help but notice. So I don't know if you could do a new glider now. If you did, you have to do it on your own, I think, or there might be a limit on them, like 300 a year, like total. I don't know. I never looked into it. That might be a way to look into it, but that's I don't know. It might still be doable. I have no idea. But what was his name? Omar Youssef? Yes, that was your name. But that's what a glider is and was. Randy C., the new glider was my plan, but now I would have to find a used instead. Damn it. Look into it. They might still be available in limited numbers. I really don't know. But I think when you look on Marketplace, those are those trucks that are selling for $300,000. Do you do private loads? I'm moving from New Jersey to North Carolina and have a few pieces to move. Like, call Widmeyer Express. They'll give you a quote. Also appreciate the content, Steve. Safe travels, brother. God bless. Reserver a pain in the ass. I do. I'll never do them again. You ever think of getting in a heavy haul? I am looking at it. We do some stuff, but not a lot. Some of those strikers go overweight. I definitely have done some overweight, overdimensional stuff. But some real heavy stuff? No, not yet. But the future's the future. There might be some kind of collab working on in the future when it comes to me and Gentry, but we'll see. There might be something coming up, but there's a lot of moving parts to that, and it involves more than just me and Tim. Oh, sorry, I didn't cover the camera up. All right, last of the comments, and I'm out of here. Omar Youssef said, "Thank you, Steve, for the clarifying FB. I just never knew." A lot of people never do that because it's just not a common thing now. Heavy loads we love to do. That's Jesse and Jesse James again. Gotta go, Steve, later. All right, well, you know what? We're going to get out of here, too. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and fire up Orwell. Let me reverse the camera so you see. It is dark out now. So now that I'm getting ready to get out of here, I'll let you know. For those that are still sticking around, I'm actually at the Quick Trip in Richfield, Wisconsin. Just fuel for 409. So we're getting ready to literally fire them up, go inside, get something to drink, and a little snack to eat. And then we're going to head south on 41 and then heading to North Carolina. So with that, let me kick them over. We'll be out of here. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Had a great time. We need to do lives more often. You and Tim, other guys, show Tom again, maintaining a positive attitude. Throwing at you is paramount. Yes, we talked about that. Getting dark there, Steve. Yes, sorry to leave. Came right back, Steve. Your thought instead of glider. Finding good use frames for Peterbilt and the Ford. No, we're going new frames. I'm saying goodbye. All right, we're out of here. Later.